It's time to show them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have now mastered the basic skills. It's time for your first challenge.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. Make sure that we got good sound. Make sure the sound is good. Make sure y'all can hear me. I'll pull the mic a little closer. Hopefully that'll change things up a little bit. Shout out to Halima. She was in here early. I think she might have been in here yesterday, actually. If she comes back, I'll speak again. Shout out to Big Hen. He was in here earlier as well. May have also been yesterday. Salute to Mika. I see you. Uncle L in the building. Shout out to Uncle L. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to everybody who hit that like button. How's everybody doing out there this Wednesday? I'm trying to get my mind right, y'all. You know, not that long ago, got off work and, you know, I use my brain all day at work. So sorry I had to postpone yesterday. Sis was live still, and he was going over some stuff that I wanted to stay tuned into. And I'm sure a lot of the people who are listening to me may have wanted to stay tuned into that as well over there on the WabbitTube Clips channel. Y'all make sure y'all sub up to that channel if you're interested in that type of content. But yeah, he was live over there, so it gave me a good break too. I actually needed the break yesterday. I really wasn't feeling it. So I wanted to make sure I was coming on a day that I was going to give y'all a good show, an energetic show, be able to have my brain in it, and here we are today. So shout out to everybody that pulls up, everybody that comes through. The link is pinned if anybody does want to join the conversation. And like last time, I mean, this is really a continuation. This is part 2 of our relationship talk. We're talking about, I mean, a whole bunch of things. I added or changed up some of the things that are on the thumbnail, but those are just there to kind of give people ideas of some of the different relationships that exist out there in the world. There's a whole bunch of other relationships that I've never even considered, and I have not experienced all of these even that I'm putting up there as examples. They're just some of the ones that I know exist out there, and, you know, just kind of to spark people's brains to think about some of the relationships in their life and maybe some of the ones they want to have a conversation about, right? So without further ado, nobody's going to hit the link right now, and that's fine. I do have a couple of things. Well, I got multiple things. I've continued to gather different things, whether it be memes or pictures or videos, whatever it is that I feel kind of will relate to the subject and maybe be a part of sparking conversation, let's say, right? But I also have some because I have a sense of humor, right? You know, so I have some that I like to share with y'all just because I found them funny. And y'all know right now, really this week, I've started to see it this week. It's the time of year, y'all. Y'all know what time of year it is. If any of y'all, I'm still on Facebook. I still, you know, have connections with high school people, military people, family members, stuff like that on Facebook. So I, you know, get on there. I'm not as active on there in terms of posting things, but I get on the WabbitTube clips. Salute, bro. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that channel right there, WabbitTube clips. That's what I was talking about. The brother was live yesterday, and it gave me a break because he was live when I planned on going live, but it gave me a break from having to go live, and I didn't feel like it. So salute to you, bro. And salute for becoming a member to the channel as well. Shout out to WabbitTube clips, y'all. In the building. Get some applause. Act like I know how to work the soundboard and stuff, right? Shout out to King Mafia Anthony in the building. Salute, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. But yeah, like I said, I got a sense of humor. You know, it's that time of year, y'all. So if any of y'all still happen to peruse Facebook, y'all know it's that time of year that all of your people, and you may be guilty yourself. I don't know. You know, if you have children of that age, you may be guilty yourself that everyone got their timelines looking like this, posting all they back to school pictures of their children. All their kids, they showing their back to school pictures, you know, looking something like this. You know, you got to make light of it. You got to make light of the situation. But shout out to all the kids going back to school. Y'all, hey, anybody out there who likes to drive and act like a fool, make sure you paying attention. Kids are back out there. Some of them for the first time. You said it looked like 86. Hey, you ain't wrong. That could have been his back to school photo. Y'all know he was probably going to school who knows what age. Who knows how long it took that fool to graduate. The way he speaks now, I'm surprised if he actually did graduate. He must have got a GED. Did he say he got a GED? Had to be. Had to be. But yeah, so all them people out there, the kids are back out there. Make sure you're on the lookout for them kids. Some of them, it's their first time going to school, maybe first time going by themselves, using the crosswalks, all that stuff. So just be on the lookout. It's only certain times a day they're going to be out there. Just come on, don't be a fool all of the time, right? Shout out to the kids going back to school, man. We got to have some fun before we get into all of the serious stuff. We get into all the serious stuff, you know. Got to have a little bit of fun. Everything can't be serious all the time. Because, you know, all y'all brothers out there, y'all think y'all big and bad and everything. Everybody the man, right? But if any of y'all been any kind of work site, you know, whether it's in a shop, you know, whether it's working on cars, whether it's a construction site, whether it's, you know, a flight line, for example, anywhere where they have certain types of equipment, you know, everyone's a gangster until that air compressor kicks in out of nowhere. You know, if you've been around and you heard that sound, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, everybody's standing around, it's quiet. Because if the air compressor's not on, it's typically pretty quiet, unless, you know, maybe some people use some drills, you know, if it's not an air-powered thing, right? But you know, everybody chilling or whatever, and that air compressor kick on just nowhere. Nobody's expecting it, man. Yeah. Everybody's seen like the new guy jump when it happens, you know. everybody's seen that happen before. Let me stop kicking the doggone tripod. All right. Yeah. Everybody is a gangster until that air compressor kick on out of nowhere. And then, people get right then. You learn who is who, right? Who's been around? Who are the new people? So we got some relationship videos. We got videos and we have, we got some memes too that reference relationship stuff. Like, did any of y'all see this story? And see, I don't know how real this story is. I tried to find a verifiable site, to, kind of corroborate the story, and I was unable to do so. So I don't know how real the story is. Arabia, the BT1000, good evening to you. Hope all is well. Yeah, I don't know how real this story is because I couldn't find any reputable sites to corroborate it. I tried, I looked, and I couldn't find any. However, the situation could be possible. And, some people out here in this world could experience a situation like this. So there's a picture of a young lady, and it reads, New Jersey woman Alyssa Radford was arrested for allegedly getting child support from 3 men for the same child, including 2 from out of state. So basically 3 men, probably in 3 different states is what they're trying to say there. And now I know there's some people out there watching, listening, however it is you're taking in the content, that have baby mamas out there. And there are also some people out there who have baby mamas and they may question whether or not the child is actually theirs. Not like actively question it, but may have had a question at some point in time just based on, proximity, where they were, things like that. People get locked up, different things like that. You were away and a child comes. So people have thoughts out there. So just a situation that can happen. There's people who are out here dealing with the baby mamas, baby daddies, both of them exist. Baby mama is a term that gets thrown out there a lot, but baby daddies they exist too. It ain't just baby mamas, there's baby daddies too. So then some of them are just as much, if not more of a pain in the ass. So we can't just put it on the women, I understand a lot of times women have custody, but hell, a lot of times that's because the damn dad ain't around to be available. It's better than the child going into foster care, right? So along the lines of dealing with a parent, that is not basically the parents don't live together. They're no longer in that romantic relationship. Have a video that kind of goes with it too. Because there's people who deal with this type of situation as well.
Play with me, nigga.
Give me my baby.
I don't want to put my hands on you. I'll fuck you up, and I'll pop your ass up. So don't play with me, nigga. You know what's going on with me, nigga.
Let me get my kid.
Don't play with me, nigga.
Let me get my kid.
Shit, bring him to the cops. Don't bring your bitch ass to this door no more. Acting tough, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Move the fuck around. Yeah.
So there's some people out there who are dealing with situations like that, right? The mom of the child has moved on. She's living with another person, I'm not saying living with as in terms of she has to live with them, but they're living in the same place together. Family Money Entertainment, salute. They're living together, so her and another man are living together in the same place. That man is probably at this point in some way, shape, or form financially providing for the child. The child's living in the same roof. I imagine the man is in some way providing for that household. And the father of the child has showed up to pick up the child, whether it's his time to get the child for custody's sake or whatever reason, he's showed up to pick up his child. He's a father showing up to get his child. Something that some mothers are looking for, and reasons like this are maybe a reason that a father would stay away. I mean, he just got threatened to lose his life because he came to pick up his child. Now, mind you, I don't know what may exist between these two. I don't know if this guy's been a deadbeat dad up to this point, you know, because he's saying, give me my child, you know, and stuff like that. So there's obviously a dysfunctional relationship there between him and the mother, him and the new boyfriend. You know, it's just a dysfunctional relationship there. But it's a relationship that in some way, shape, or form has to be maintained because there's a child who, you know, I'm imagining they have some kind of custody, you know, situation where he is allowed to see his child. He's not being kept from seeing his child. So they have to be able to, you know, transfer custody of the child in some way, shape, or form. So they have to be able to at least make that relationship amenable for the child's sake to be able to coexist with both parents. You know, because you have one parent that's in jeopardy of losing their life coming to pick up the child. I don't know what the mother's take is on the situation. She was saying something in the background. I couldn't really make it out. So I couldn't tell which one of the guys she was trying to talk to, whether she was trying to calm down her new boyfriend or whether she was on his side telling the other one to get the hell on, you know. I'm not exactly sure. But let's listen to it again real quick.
Don't play with me, nigga.
Give me my baby.
I don't want to put my hands on you.
Yeah,
I'll fuck you up, and I'll pop your ass.
You got it, gangster.
So don't play with me, nigga.
got it.
You know what's going on with me, nigga.
Let me get my
Don't
kid.
play with me, nigga.
Let me get my kid.
Shit, bring him to the cops. Don't bring your bitch ass to this door no more. Acting tough, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Move the fuck around.
So I don't know if prior to that interaction happening between the two guys, if maybe the one that was coming to pick up the child, maybe he was at the door talking tough, talking crazy, you know, telling her to hurry up with the child, stuff like that, and didn't realize that old boy was there hearing all of it. Checkmate, the ultimate showgirl in the building. Shout out to Queen Regina. I appreciate you catching the replay. But yeah, so I don't know what may have transpired between the two of them prior to that, you know, interaction happening, but it could have been something like that because he said, don't play with me, coming up here talking tough, you know, all of that. So maybe he was up at the door talking all kinds of crazy, you know, maybe he's banging on the door, disrespectful, talking all kinds of crazy to the child's mother, you know, trying to get her to hurry up to get the child, things like that, you know. So you don't know. I didn't see what happened prior to that, but again, it's showing different sides of a situation, be it from the side of it could be a baby daddy who is, I don't know whether he's good or bad in this situation. And the other one that I don't 100% know if it's a real story, but it's a situation that does exist out here in the world where there are people, women getting child support from a man who is not the father of that child. You know, those situations actually do exist in the world. So it's wrong no matter what. It's wrong no matter what, right? So on the subject of relationships, right? And basically dysfunctional relationships, I guess you're going to have to call it at this point. We're going to do a short little reaction to Slim's video. Shout out to Pick and Choose TV. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Pick and Choose TV. Slim, he had Mandatory Monday, all call-outs welcome, say it with your chest open panel. Y'all know how Slim does. He does the all call-outs mandatory. So, hey, if you got somebody to call out, you got something to say, then that's the place that you can come and do it. He's not going to stop anybody from hitting his link. Miss Eve, how you doing? Hopefully all is well. But yeah, so we're going to go over a little portion of Slim's video, and I'm going to show y'all an example of a dysfunctional relationship. And then on the other side of it, I'm going to show y'all an example of a highly functioning relationship with one of the same parties of what you're about to see here. So let's get started. Like I said, this is probably a little less than 15 minutes of Slim's video that we'll have to review. Kiss my cheeks. Good afternoon to you. Good evening. I'm not sure what coast you're on. Hopefully all is well. Appreciate you coming through. So let me get it pulled up. All right. So we're going to start here. And once we get into it, you'll understand why I started a little bit back before you'll see additional people hit the panel. There's going to be a few more people that hit the panel. I'm not specifically talking about the 3 people who are on the panel now when I say pick and choose TV, Slim in the building. Salute, bro. Just getting ready to review a portion of your video. So like I said, you're going to see an example here of a dysfunctional relationship. And then after we get through that, I'm going to show y'all an example of what I consider a highly functional relationship with one of the parties that I'm going to be considering in this dysfunctional relationship. So let's get started.
You have become them. So all that extra shit that you'll be doing, you don't talk about them white boys. Just like how you say, treat you like you treat them white boys, treat your black people like how you treat them white boys. How about that? You sitting up here, you come and you talk shit, but every black person you could think, I ain't never seen you doing no video other than that JJ Redick or whatever about no white person. You ain't talk about no white person since you came to the internet. You said you was gonna call out to go along, get along gang. So evidently just the black people to go along, get along gang, including you, my nigga. That's all you do is call out black people. You the fucking Stephen A. Smith, all them wrapped up in one.
All right, so what we got here, again, Slim's panel, mandatory Monday, all call-outs welcome. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Slim. Love Lace in the building. Peace and blessings to you, sister. And the link is pinned to everybody, so if anybody has any commentary they want to add, like I said, we're talking about relationships on all different levels, so if there's anything y'all want to talk about, feel free to, divert the conversation. I'm always going to come with a show prepared whether somebody hits the link or not, right? But yeah, so the link is pinned if anybody does end up wanting to hit the link. What we got here, mandatory Monday, all call outs, welcome, say it with your chest open panel. This was Slim's panel on this past Monday. On the panel right now, of course, you got Slim, you got SoFly in the upper right, you got Supernova, the bottom left just hit the panel, you got 27 Duran on the bottom right who is speaking. 421 TV, salute.
I'm telling you.
That's the thing. Watch the people care what this motherfucker says. We already see this motherfucker's a self-hating ass coon. He don't even like his own reflection, so who gives a fuck? If you don't like your own reflection and your own pheromones and your own look, why should I? Your own phenotype, why should I?
All right, so y'all see Roll Rich's comment on the screen, and you see what or who 27 Duran and SoFly are talking about, right? They're talking about Kwame. So, all right, here we go.
I care what you think. You're a loser and a weirdo, and you're lost to us. We gotta stop focusing on these motherfucking worthless ass niggas that don't give a fuck about us. And most of the time, and I would be honest with you, most niggas that get money don't give a fuck about their community, and that's the God honest truth. It ain't just him. There's all kind of them that get rich off the very community that they can't stand. Okay. And
to everybody coming in, I know a lot of people coming in. I appreciate all of y'all coming in. What I'm showing y'all right now, I'm getting ready to kind of exhibit an example of what I consider a dysfunctional relationship. And then afterwards, I'm going to exhibit what I consider an example of a highly functional relationship with one of the same parties that we're about to see in this dysfunctional relationship. Yeah, I'm Sam, man. Salute to you, bro.
They money, they get their white bunny, and they run off. And I say, let these motherfucking dirty divesting ass niggas, people like Shannon Sharp, I don't give a fuck about him losing his job. I don't give a fuck about him losing anything. Bye, nigga.
Yeah. Hey,
that's another black evil motherfucker. Black hate his own children, hate his own reflection. So that's all.
SoFly, relax, baby, relax. You made your point, sweetheart. You made your goddamn point. Shit, all that shit out. Yes, we know in the building. We got room up here.
Hey, Slim.
Shout out to Slim. So Slim had to kind of cut SoFly off because she was going on, a tangent because she was talking about one of her favorite subjects. So Slim had to kind of cut her off because Super had been on the panel at that point for, probably a good minute or two and, wasn't able to even get a word in. She didn't even try. She was just going to wait her turn, but she probably wasn't going to get an opportunity if Slim didn't cut SoFly off. Trey Spectives, good afternoon to you. Hopefully all is well.
my first time on your panel. I came up here to grace your panel.
Appreciate you.
Just like you did me. Hey, 27, Darren. Girl, I've been looking for
Hey,
you.
super. Girl,
Look, I've been looking
I'm
for you.
suspended. I'm suspended till Thursday or Friday. Yeah,
I've been like that like 3 times, 2 or 3 times. What's
yeah,
up,
man.
Soulfly?
Oh, who is
Huh?
it?
Supernova, Rumorville.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why you go?
Oh,
Damn.
oh,
So everybody on the panel heard SoFly's tone when Supernova said hi SoFly, and she figured out who she was talking to. I mean, Slim said damn, 27, Darren said it. Supernova kind of said something, but you know, everybody heard it. Angelo J, salute, bro. So, you know, we see where this is going, but let's go.
up here.
No, no, man. I'm just saying, hey, okay. Hey.
I'm up here for the news. You know, y'all know I'm nosy, and I got to ask questions. Soulfly, when the last time you that you had them that they came on your panel or you was on their panel when you was arguing with the busted life people? Are you totally done with them?
Yeah, man. I don't speak on them losers no more. They irrelevant to me. They follow me over there to Kev Love, run their mouth to me. I don't care what they say no more. They dumb to me. I don't give a single fuck about no Kwame Brown, no TJ, none of that. But they gonna keep saying my name, and that's their business, you know.
All right. Y'all heard that, right? We gotta rewind that back. Y'all heard that. Let's hear it again.
And I got to ask questions. Soulfly, when the last time you that you had them that they came on your panel or you was on their panel when you was arguing with the busted life people? Are you totally done with them?
Yeah, man. I don't speak on them losers no more. They irrelevant to me. They follow me over there to Kev Love, run their mouth to me. I don't care what they say no more. They dumb to me. I don't give a single fuck about no Kwame Brown, no TJ, none of that. But they gonna keep saying my name, and that's their business, you know.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I never watched them anyway, but I know y'all used to be on the panel. Then you'll be having to argue with them all the time. That's why I was like, well, what did happen? Because I missed her. I be over, I be over here supporting the people that I support. So I be missing a lot of this type of action that be going on now. I know a lot of stuff from 27 Darren because she be saying it. Yeah, but I was looking for her all this week. I ain't know what happened to 27. Thought you went on vacation.
Yeah, girl, they got me on my damn community.
Now, does anybody believe SoFly's story? Because I didn't believe it. I haven't believed it for the last 2-3 years at this point. But maybe y'all believe her story when she says it. Maybe there's somebody out there. Just Jay in the building. Shout out to Just Jay. Man, I'm slipping. I'm tripping, man. I got all my people coming in the building. I ain't even doing their thing. Shout out to Just Jay.
Just Jay. Shout out to Just Jay. Just Jay. Shout out to Just Jay.
Yeah, shout out to Lovelace in the building.
Oh, hell is hot. Ain't no water there. Hell is hot. Ain't no water there. No ice, no tea, no lemonade, no Coke, no Sprite, no Gatorade. Hell is hot.
Shout out to Lovelace in the building, y'all. Shout out to Demetric Jones in the building. What's going on, fam? What's going on? So, I don't know anybody who believes SoFly when she said that. We've all watched her run right back over there, get cussed out by and then run to the next panel she can run to say the same thing, or run to her panel and hope somebody will listen to her curse about them, right? So, let's keep going, see what happens.
The guidelines, so they took me out for 7 damn days. I'm suspended for 7 days, y'all. So,
I'll be back. You'll be back. They'll let you right back.
But I
And
also started my
3.0.
I'm gonna be playing content on that channel too, but it probably won't be too much of this sector like that. But I do have one little short. I did a little AI video of the busted life, but that's probably the only video I did doing that.
When much as they bother you, I don't blame you. They follow you everywhere trying to talk about you.
Yeah,
So
like I don't understand it. Like these motherfuckers need to get a life. Like I'm coming to support and nobody be talking to something to me to protect another.
All right.
I mean, everybody got to coddle each other over there. But yeah,
no disrespect to 27 and Super, but I wasn't playing this for their part of the conversation.
I just came up here, Slim. I just wanted to speak. And Baby Oil Bishop was funny when he got up here. When I caught that at the beginning, but I've been in and out of this live. But yeah, I just came up here to grace your panel because you came on mine. And I'll jump back down in the chat and continue to listen. All right.
All right, super.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.
All right, take it easy, see.
Shout out to Supernova, Rumorville Reports. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Rumorville Reports. The YouTube news you cannot use, but most of the time you actually can use that news if you are not caught up on what's going on, because she nosy and she like to know what's going on. So she gonna tell you about it. Like I said, she like Pearl in that window. So if she around snooping in your chat, she gonna know what you got going on and she gonna tell everybody. So just be prepared for it.
But I'm about to jump down too, Slim. I'm about to get dinner started in a minute. But I just come up here to say that right quick. Appreciate you letting me up. And y'all Yag Masters, leave me alone. Unless you still gonna get talked about on my channel. How about you give me a view when I get back on live? Come give me a view and listen to me talk, but you all come without cursing. And you'll still know I'm talking about your ass. All right? On your platform. But yeah, I don't want to talk to Yag Masters because they bring me out my character and I will go ape shit on their ass. All right.
Where's Highly Favored? I don't see Highly. Oh, there she go. Highly Favored. Good afternoon to you. I'm sorry, I almost missed you.
But it's all good. But appreciate you letting me up. I'm about to damn go cook my get my dinner ready and stuff. I don't even know what I'm gonna cook with this. I got some chicken out. So no problem.
Appreciate that. Like, look.
Shout out 27 Duran.
This is what all call outs about. You know what I'm saying? Come up here and talk your shit. Call that shit out. You know what I mean?
Your all call outs is a fun show. I love it. It seems like a real organic thing, you know, and that's what makes stuff to me fun and lit. Right. But at the end of the day, if we think of anything different of these people over there, we're wasting our time. That's just who them people are. They are coons. They're from a small town. They have white worship.
Who are them people? Mrs. Baker, good afternoon. Good evening to you. Who are them people? It can't be the people she just said that she don't think about and she don't talk about. It can't be. Who are them people? Let's keep listening.
And it's sad that his big dumb ass is like that, but that's just how he is.
Who is the big dumbass she talking about? It can't be. She just told Super she don't talk about them.
You know what I mean? I don't expect anything different from that clown. I know he's a coon. I think, okay, he's going to do coon shit. He can't wait to coon out.
Who is this coon she is talking about?
Hey,
yeah.
That's on him, folks.
And that's the reason why he's hiding his channel now, because he jumped out the window on Gil.
Hiding his channel? Hold on, jumped out. Hold on. Who's hot? Hold up now. I know somebody here recently got accused of hiding their channel. I know Miss Eve, she started with you just to talk about KB. I can believe that shit. I can totally believe that. I rewound it back just 10 seconds, y'all, because she's talking about somebody hiding their channel. I think she's about to lead into something else. She can't be talking about who I think she's talking about that she just told Super that she don't even be thinking about and ain't gonna talk about.
He can't wait to coon out.
Hey,
yeah.
That's on him, folks.
And that's the reason why he's hiding his channel now, because he jumped out the window on Gil and Gil put money on that channel. So now he's got to do the
jumped out the window on Gil and Gil put money on that channel. There ain't but one motherfucker on these YouTube streets that Gil done put money on their motherfucking channel. I know good and damn well, unprompted, 27 Duran dropped off the panel. Slim was talking about some totally different shit. I know good and damn well she did not go right into talking about Kwame. I know she did not do that shit.
Shit. I thought, so damn, this is supposed to be big shit stopping, little shit popping, you know? This motherfucker then ran out. This motherfucker said, ouchie, not my channel. And he hit that motherfucker. I was like, ooh, that's cold-blooded. I mean, really, that's cold, but I'm not the one who brought it up.
She's just talking about Kwame. She's talking about Kwame. Shout out to M Soul in the building. Y'all better tighten up. M Soul here, y'all.
No, hey, yo, fuck y'all. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna come off on me like that? Martin, hey, we cool. Me and you is boys.
Hey, y'all, M Soul in the building. It's like Debo on the scene. Y'all better tighten up. That's my rider, my day one. She got free reign in here. She gonna snipe y'all head off. Shout out to M Soul in the building. All right, y'all. I can't take this shit no more. At this point, I can't take this shit no more. I'm just listening, enjoying the content. Everything is good. I'm in the chat now, and I can't take this shit no more. So she gonna start talking.
This motherfucker said, ouchie, not my channel. And he hit that motherfucker. I was like, ooh, that's cold-blooded. I mean, really, that's cold, but I'm not the one who brought it up.
Allegedly.
All right, Iceberg, I thought you were smarter than that. I didn't bring it up, but I'm damn sure gonna comment on it. The fuck out of here. You're another one that does that weirdo shit.
Hey, one more.
Who brought it up? Shout out to Miss Eve. I appreciate you. Miss Eve getting that membership. Thank you, Miss Eve. And so said, y'all cool, enjoy yourselves, but she laughing, so hey, y'all be on the lookout. You better keep it in line. She's not the one that brought it up, y'all. 27 Duran dropped off the panel. She was talking about cooking chicken and stuff like that. Shout out to Uncle L for getting that membership. Appreciate you, Uncle L. Shout out to everybody getting the memberships, all the existing members, everybody continuing their memberships, everybody getting those new memberships. I appreciate y'all. And oh, yeah, coming up, I got I don't know if it's active yet, but my membership should be changing, so there'll be another level available for y'all. I think it takes 24 hours or so for it to show up, though. So if more people want to become members or whatever, you should see some different levels show up in there. I'll make sure I announce it on the next show if it's not showing up already. So she found my comment in the chat. Out of all of the comments, everybody's saying whatever. Tesha Z's in the building. Blessings to Tesha Z's. Appreciate you. Tesha Z's been a member for 7 months, making dinner for the boys. Shout out to Tesha Z's for being a member for 7 months. Appreciate you. So she found my comment. Out of all the comments in the chat, I don't even remember what I said, y'all. But I was saying something about probably her going immediately to talking about him, right? So she found my comment in the chat out of everything because she's one that likes to sit up on the panel and then find people in the chat to argue with. That's what she likes to do, is find somebody in the chat to argue with. So she found my comment, as she's done in the past, because I've told her in the past, this stuff I'm saying to y'all right now, in terms of her always wanting to talk about Kwame and all them, I've told her this stuff in the past. In the chat, she'll get heard about it and want to say something about my comment, and I don't care. So let's hear what she got to say.
And that's the reason why he's hiding his channel now, because he jumped out the window on Gil, and Gil put money on that channel. So now he's got to do the bitch shit. And I thought, damn, this is supposed to be big shit stopping, little shit popping, This motherfucker then ran out. This motherfucker said, ouchie, not my channel. And he hit that motherfucker. I was like, ooh, that's cold-blooded. I mean, really, that's cold, but I'm not the one who brought it up.
Allegedly.
All right, Iceberg, I thought you were smarter than that. I didn't bring it up, but I'm damn sure gonna comment on it. The fuck out of here. You're another one that does that weirdo shit.
Hey, one more again, disclaimer. The views and opinions of the contestants and people on my panel is not the views and opinions of the host. You know what I'm saying? Everything is allegedly on this motherfucking panel.
That's right. Allegedly, he hit that motherfucker because he knew he fucked up with Gil, and Gil wants his ass. And as usual, he don't have the coin, so he hides. I said that motherfucker said, I'm gonna go hide then. That's what the fucker did. And I thought it was weird. I said, damn,
her favorite topic. Listen to her. She giggling and everything. It's her favorite topic.
Shit. It's not my obsession. You might as well call it your obsession too. Because you in this motherfucking sector. These people, this is how people that try to they so above. You're not above.
So I said something in the chat about it being her obsession. That's why she, because now, since she found my one comment, she's going to lock on to every other comment I say, of course, right? So I said something about, the giraffe being her obsession, and this is the response.
Anything? Oh, what the fuck you talking about? I have an opinion. I didn't bring it up, but I'm damn sure going to speak on it.
So she didn't bring it up, but she's damn sure going to speak on it. Of course she is. And she's going to say the exact same thing she's been saying for the last 2-3 years.
It be folks like that got to run their mouth, man. And then when you snatch them, they, oh no, what the fuck? No, I'm speaking on it because I can.
Right.
So you hear her talking big. She's talking big junk on the panel. It be folks like that, and I'm guessing she's still referring to me. That, you know, I don't know what she exactly said, but I think she felt like that I wasn't going to say anything back. You know, she thought that she had, you know, big boyed me or some crazy shit like that. I don't know what she was thinking. Let's hear what she said again. Maybe y'all will understand it better than me.
Go hide then. That's what the fucker did. And I thought it was weird. I said, damn, shit. It's not my obsession. You might as well call it your obsession too. Because you're in this motherfucking sector. These people, this is how people that try to they so above. You're not above anything. Oh, what the fuck you talking about? I have an opinion. I didn't bring it up, but I'm damn sure gonna speak on it.
All right, so she said people act like they're so above. Now, I apologize to any of y'all out there if I make y'all feel like I'm acting like I'm above y'all. I'm not trying to do that in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know how any of y'all are living or what y'all do or anything like that. I don't know anything about y'all's real lives. So if you feel like I'm above you for whatever reason, then do some inside, you know, look into yourself. Because you don't even know what I have going on. I've mentioned a couple things, but if you feel like I'm above you in any way, or you feel like there's something about the way I carry myself that makes me act like I'm above you in any way, shape, or form, then look inside yourself, you know, because that's not an issue you have with me. That's an issue that you have with yourself, more than likely. Now, again, if I have some things that you would like or whatever, and you feel that makes me above you, then it is what it is. But I don't rub that in your face. You know, I'm not out here like some rapists and people like that we know around this sector talking about how much they shades are and different stupid stuff like that. You know, that's not me. That's not who I am. That's not the way that I feel like I presented myself on this YouTube street. So if I have made anybody feel that way, again, look within yourself. Do some soul searching, because it's nothing that you have actually with me that makes you feel that way.
Who that you talking about?
It be folks like that got to run their mouth, man. And then when you snatch them, they, oh no, what the fuck? No, I'm speaking on it because I can.
Right.
Oh, but man, yeah. So I just find it strange, but you know, I knew when Gil, you know, had that situation and shit. I knew that was gonna bring out that 7-foot monster. I said he gonna act a real fucking coon ass fool, and I was right. That's what went viral. Him dancing and trying to slick ass crip walk, and it's like, oh nigga, please sit your motherfucking monkey ass down. And then of course that's when I said, why do people even care what this fool says?
Shout out to Trey Spector's member for 10 months. You said you speak and read the chat on certain people. I understand. There's certain people who are certain comments in the chat that are definitely worth responding to or beneficial to actually the conversation. You know, but she likes to pick ones that are definitely for the purposes of trying to start an argument with somebody, and she doesn't like to hear the truth told to her, you know. So somebody hits her with something that's the truth, you know, she just gets a little offended by it. It's okay. I'm used to it. I've been doing that for a long time to people, and it just is what it is. I'd rather tell a person the truth and them get mad at me than be lying to a person, because I got to keep that lie up, and I ain't trying to do that with none of these people, you know. I ain't trying to do that with nobody in this world, really. I'm not trying to walk around with that stress on my brain and trying to have to keep up a lie. TNA Travels 2.0, salute.
I can understand it. I was like, people are really surprised that this nigga is happy about this shit. I mean, of course, this coon Grinch is fucking excited. I ain't never been excited to see one of my brothers go to jail, okay? Ever in life.
So she's going on talking about him for, let me see, what time? 27 Duran dropped down around 1:32. It is now 1:37. So she is going on talking about him for another 5 minutes. Unprovoked. Oh, you don't listen to the foolishness, Trey Spectors. When you posted that comment, I was confused by it a little bit. I understand now. I was a little confused. I was like, I don't really know Trey Spectors to be moved by what people do in the chat. All right, it makes a lot more sense now. So let me go back and read that. She said, basically you read the chat on. Basically, you mute. Basically, the chat can't do nothing to you. I think is what she's trying to say overall. You know, the chat can only do something to you if you allow it to. You know, it's up to you to allow the chat to do something to you. Dang. So I got drops for people, y'all, and I'll be forgetting about them. Sis was in here earlier. I should have played the drop when he was here. He probably gone now. I had a drop for him that I made. I made this drop. Shoot, it's probably been a month or so ago. I ain't gonna play it unless he's here though. So if he shows up again, then I'll play it. But it was he was doing a stream. I can't even remember what the hell the stream was about. And he just went on a tangent about something, and it made me think about a movie clip. So I kind of clipped them together a little bit. But if he comes back, I'll play it. I forgot to play it when he was in here earlier. But so y'all see, I hit the panel now because, you know, she said her little stuff. I was just chilling. You know, she said her stuff, acting like somebody was afraid to have a conversation with her. You see, I hit the panel. I ain't jumping up there like any of those weirdos trying to yell over her or nothing like that. I'm listening, waiting my turn. I'm going to wait to be welcomed to the panel by the host and then see where it goes from there.
I never want to see anybody meet any type of harm or.
And so if y'all haven't caught on yet, this is the dysfunctional relationship I'm talking about. Me and SoFly, y'all. Yes. When I said I'm going to show y'all an example of a dysfunctional relationship, and then I'm going to follow up with an example of what I feel is a highly functional relationship, SoFly and myself are the dysfunctional relationship. So let's see this first. You know, I'll give some critiques of why I feel like this relationship is dysfunctional, and not saying that it's beyond repair, but why I feel it's dysfunctional, and we can go from there.
You know, jail or charges or anything like that. I said, but of course this nigga celebrating. He's a coach.
I got you. That's even better, Tracepectives. That's what I need to start doing, Tracepectives, because when certain people hit the link, I literally want to go and find somebody else, find somebody else's content to listen to. I mean, seriously, sometimes when SoFly hits the link, I want to go find somebody else's content to listen to because I know she's going to say the same thing. She's going to steer the subject to Kwame and say the exact same thing she's been saying for the last few years. There's a couple other people out there, when they hit the link, I want to go find somebody else's content. But that's what I should start doing, putting it on mute and just like laughing with the chat. Taran, aka T19, salute. RabbitTube Network back in the building, Lord of mercy. So let me show y'all the corny drop I made about RabbitTube Network, because like I said, he was doing something on this stream and it made me think about a movie clip. So it's a few minutes long, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, even the oxtails. Yo, bro, I don't even buy oxtails no more, man. I go to the motherfucking store for oxtails. Nigga tell me $19. I said, for what? For a medium oxtail. I said, well, nigga, shit, I guess I won't be ordering that. Nigga, I ain't paying $19 for nothing but steak, nigga, or lobster. And them shits cost more than that most of the time. So my thing is, oxtail ain't on that level, bro. Fuck out of here. Oxtail ain't on no fucking steak and lobster level. Fuck you, okay? Nigga, I've been eating oxtail for my whole life, nigga. If that shit was some expensive motherfucking delicacy, some motherfucking high class meal like steak, I would motherfucking spend that money. But fuck you, nigga. I've been poor eating oxtail my whole fucking life, nigga. I'm not spending $20 on that. Before I do that, I'll buy steak and lobster, nigga. Fuck you. Before I spend $20 on an oxtail, nigga, I will buy steak. The fuck, I couldn't eat steak every day. You know, we eating oxtail regularly, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Now all of a sudden niggas put a price on oxtail like that shit is some kind of delicacy. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, nigga. That's the tail, right? Like, fuck is we doing? You know that's the tail, right? That's the part with like no meat on that motherfucker, nigga. Fuck you. I'd rather get me a fucking T-bone steak or a ribeye steak or one of them type of shit, nigga, before I spend motherfucking $19 on some fucking oxtail. You crazy, bro? Nigga, I used to get oxtails for $8, nigga. $9, a whole fucking plate of food, nigga, oxtail. Rice and peas and all that shit, $10, nigga. You feel me? Like a whole plate of food. Nigga, you got a large oxtail for $12, nigga. Oxtail, nigga, a big motherfucking portion with rice, peas, motherfucking potato salad or macaroni and cheese and motherfucking lettuce or salad. All for $10 or $12, nigga. Shit, these niggas done lost their mind. Yeah. So me and Oxtail, we don't agree anymore. Me and Oxtail, we got a motherfucking discrepancy, nigga. I'll be in the motherfucking meat market, nigga. Before I buy that, I'll buy steak. That's why y'all hear me talking about steak. I be cooking steak, nigga. If I gotta buy some expensive motherfucking cow, it's gonna be some steak, nigga. Fuck out of here. Because this is the one thing that I motherfucking love that I be spending big money on, okay?
May I help you, sir?
How much for an order of ribs?
Beef motherfucking ribs, nigga.
$2.50.
$2.50.
You hear me? I'm not talking about no fucking baby cow, nigga. I'm talking about that motherfucking dinosaur rib, nigga.
How many ribs do I get with that?
That big motherfucking rib. That big motherfucking rib, nigga. That's the size of your plate. You feel me?
About 5.
5. So I guess that's about 50 cents a rib, huh?
Yeah, about.
That shit. You know how much you said? Whatever. Whatever the cost. $40, nigga. Give it to me. Let me get that. That, nigga, you seen the size of that shit? I don't even know what animal they get that off of, nigga. Nigga, give me one of those.
Let me get one.
Right on. One order ribs.
They be like, yeah, that shit gonna cost $6 extra. Yeah, nigga, add the $6, bro. I want the beef version.
No. One rib.
One rib.
I sure am hungry.
Nigga, you fuck around trying to save some money, but like, oh, they be like, yeah, let me get the pork ribs. Nigga, when you come to some little ass tiny ribs, you be like, yo, nigga, nah, hold on. Where's that shit I saw? What's that shit on that nigga plate over there? What's that shit that take up that nigga whole plate right there? Oh, that's beef ribs, sir. You're gonna have to add $6 if you want to get one of those. Nigga, add it, bro. Take this back. Nigga, take this the fuck back, nigga. I want that.
Make that one rib to go.
One rib?
One rib.
One rib, nigga. One rib.
What else?
I got a knife and fork, a bib, tissue like a motherfucker.
You got any soda?
$1.
One fucking rib, nigga, is a whole fucking dinner, nigga. Like, yo.
Oh, come on now. Look out for a brother, man. Come on. Hey, check this out. Why don't you let me get a sip for 15 cents?
My cups cost more than 15 cents.
One rib. Okay?
All right, fuck the cup. Pour it in my hand for a dime.
One rib, nigga. One rib.
Look, you greasy-headed Jerry Curl Wan. Pay me and get the hell out of my store.
One rib, nigga. One rib.
You got change for 100?
Man, shout out to y'all for enduring that. Like I said, that's just my corny little drop. Shout out to Will T in the building. Shout out to Steve A for being a member for 6 months. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get you suckers a classic. Yeah, when Sis was talking about them damn oxtails and ribs, I was dying laughing. And then for some reason, it made me think about that scene from the movie. And I was like, all right, I got to put it together. I didn't realize it was going to be 5 minutes long, but I was like, I got to put it together. This joke was going on about them oxtails and that one rib, boy. I just had me dying laughing at the time. I was like, I can't wait for him to play it. Shout out to Sis. Shout out to WabbitTube Network and WabbitTube Clips. I'm sure a lot of y'all already subscribed up, but if you're not already, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. The brother does excellent content, excellent breakdowns, and he's willing to share his knowledge with people as well. So salute to the brother. So let's get back into this. We got a little bit left to go in this one, and then we'll transition into, like I said, what I personally consider a more highly functioning relationship.
I'm like, why don't we understand this coon is gonna do this? Like, and then what gets me is that the mainstream media pay that nigga any attention. Like, why? Why do they even care? Stephen A., you should have never said nothing. All you do was put this motherfucker back in the algorithm and shit. It's like, god damn, man. You know, it's just weirdo shit. Like, why do we even care what this person does or says?
We got iceberg thoughts.
So that was a great question she asked right there. Why do we even care what this person does or says? However, she's the one that continues the conversation, like every chance she gets. But it's the same conversation typically. You know, she'll go over there, get disrespected, and then leave and go somewhere else to kind of cry, whine, and complain about it.
In the building. What up, Iceberg?
Slim, salute to you.
Shout out to them Cap brothers. Carl Pelton. Roy Lee.
We got something we can discuss so far.
What up, Roy? Oh no, that's Iceberg. Okay.
Do we have something we need to discuss?
Oh, you talking so far?
Yeah, I'm talking so far, Slim.
I'm missing something.
Oh, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Do you and I have something that we need to discuss? We've been through this before.
No, what we need to discuss is I don't understand how I'm not the one who bring it up, but if I speak on it, then all of a sudden I'm obsessed. If I was so obsessed, why didn't I?
So she didn't bring it up, y'all. We just watched it happen. We watched 27 Duran drop off the panel talking about chicken, cooking chicken. Slim was not really talking about much of anything. He was saying, you know, people can call people out. So who brought it up? After she told Supernova she wasn't going to talk about it anymore and she didn't care. Who brought it up? When she went on for 5 minutes after 27 Duran dropped off talking about him.
I bring it up. It's like that type of shit, and rhetoric gets on my nerves. I'm speaking on something that somebody else had to say, and I see nothing wrong with that. And I'm bringing my perspective to it, just like you sit down to bring your perspective. What is the problem? I don't call it obsession when you speak on things that you want to speak on, or that things other people bring up to you. So why the fuck is it my obsession? It's too much of that dumb shit. I'm tired of it. I don't speak on that.
So she doesn't see the difference between the times and the way that I've spoken on Kwame and the way that she speaks on him every chance she gets. She doesn't see the difference. All right, that's fine.
Nigga on my channel. All right, I don't make videos. I don't have nothing to say about that fool because he's obsolete. I mean,
so if you don't make videos about a person, but you go everywhere you get a chance to speak about a person, that means you don't care about them and they're obsolete to you. How does that work? I mean, I don't know whether she makes videos about him on her channel or not because I unsubscribed to her a little while ago. But every chance you get, if you're talking about the person, how are they obsolete?
see nothing wrong with that. And I'm bringing my perspective to it. Just like you sit down and bring your perspective. What is the problem? I don't call it obsession when you speak on things that you want to speak on or that things other people bring up to you. So why the fuck is it my obsession? It's too much of that dumb shit. I'm tired of it. I don't speak on that nigga on my channel. All right? I don't make videos. I don't have nothing to say about that fool because he's obsolete. I mean, his shit's over with. And if we would leave it in the ground, he would stay there. Now.
Yet you still talking about him. We ain't worried about you talking about him on your channel. You go to everybody else's channel and say the same shit we've been hearing for the last 3 years about him over and over again. It's the same thing.
So
every
do
time.
you, Iceberg. Everybody talks about this fool.
So she talked for however many minutes. I was quiet, didn't interrupt. I get to speak for maybe 10 seconds before she has to interrupt me with something that's not true, first off. But she interrupts me immediately.
I don't give a fuck, Iceberg. I'm not the one who brought it up. I had to say what I had to say.
Okay, so she doesn't give a fuck. How am I supposed to have a conversation? And I'm not saying that I'm looking to have any kind of relationship interaction or anything like that with Sofa, but how are two people supposed to have any kind of relationship if you don't give a fuck about what the other person has to say? How is that supposed to work in any relationship? The last 3 years about him over and over again. It's the same thing.
So do you, Iceberg. Everybody talks about this fool. I don't give a fuck, Iceberg. I'm not the one who brought it up. I had to say what I had to say, and I did that.
She had to say what she had to say. Listen to the terminology. That's why I say it's an obsession. Because she said she had to say what she had to say. And she keeps going back to somebody else brought it up. No, you went back to it and brought it up on your own. And then you had to say what you had to say. Why? Why was it even on your brain? Y'all were talking about what 27 Duran was cooking for dinner.
So do you, Iceberg. Everybody talks about this fool. I don't give a fuck, Iceberg. I'm not the one who brought it up. I had to say what I had to say, and I did that.
And don't get me wrong, I have zero problem with Sofa talking about him. But make it something new. And don't continue to go back over there. And then as soon as you get cussed out over there and dropped from the panel and disrespected by everybody on the panel, want to go to somebody else's panel and cry about that exact same situation over and over again. That's where the problem comes in. Opinion on it. The same fucking one for the last 3 years.
I can give my opinion if I want to, nigga. Who the fuck are you? You're nobody to me, Iceberg. You're nobody to me, Iceberg. So what the fuck I say shouldn't affect you, nigga. But for some reason, it bothers.
So what she has to say shouldn't affect me. It affects my ears. I was there to listen to Slim's panel, not listen to her go on a rant saying the same stuff over and over again about the giraffe. That's what she doesn't understand. I'm there supporting Slim, supporting his channel, supporting his panel. Her saying the same shit over and over again is not entertaining to anybody. Roy Lee 813, salute.
I don't give a fuck. So he's over there and bring it up, and I have my opinion. Get the fuck out of here. No, y'all say the same shit. With all I'm saying. Like, we kept talking so bad. I figured, why you care about him talking about what he's been doing? Shut the fuck up like I have my opinion. Shut the fuck up, Iceberg. I'm not talking about the goddamn thing. I'm not crying about the goddamn thing. And if I want to, I will do what I want to do. You know, tell me what the fucking thing, nigga. You better get the fuck out of the
disrespect you the way they do. So carry your ass over there so they can disrespect
look,
you.
motherfucker, I say what I want, Iceberg. I've been respectful to you. But I ain't gonna keep letting you take shots at me. I'm not gonna keep letting you take shots at me about nothing. Shut the fuck up.
So she said she's not gonna let me keep taking shots at her about nothing. So what shots did I take at her? Again, it's the truth. When you hit somebody with the truth, they don't like it a lot of times if they can't handle it. If they can't accept the truth about themselves, they don't like for someone to show it to them. You know, and I understand that. It is what it is, but that's not going to change who I am. It's not going to change the person that I am. If I see something that's bullshit, I don't have a problem with saying it.
You speak on them just as much as anybody else. I see you. I've seen you on kids. I've seen you here and there. So shut the fuck up, Iceberg. It's not my job.
So I speak on him just as much as anybody else. She saw me on, did she say Ears? When is the last time that Ears had a panel on a subject about the giraffe? Hell, I don't even know when the last time I did one of my shows about him was. Shit, let me look and see. Yet I know however long it's been, in that amount of time, she's been on probably 15 panels talking about him. Let's see. When was the last time I did one of my history lessons? What the hell is happening right now? Not sure who that one was about, but the last history lesson was in June 1st. And we're in almost mid-August. So, yeah. We'll just let her tell her story in her head like she does with the most everything else.
That's what we do. Shut the fuck up, you're a grown ass man. I don't fuck that down your goddamn thing. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think, Iceberg.
And so, again, this live stream is about relationships, right? I'm showing y'all an example of a dysfunctional relationship and trying to point out some of the reasons why I believe it to be dysfunctional. And if you don't care about anything another person is saying, then how are you even going to be receiving anything that person is saying to have any kind of interaction that's going to be constructive? You know, it's hard to have constructive interaction with somebody that doesn't care about anything you're saying. So, dysfunction.
I'm not paying myself about the goddamn thing. She brought it up, I had my opinion. That's the end of that. The end, but I can say my opinion. I can say my opinion if I want to. I can speak my mind if I want to. I don't need Iceberg's fucking permission.
Okay, but you don't hear my fucking opinion, so get over it.
Well, I've heard it. I've heard your opinion many times. And every fucking chat, you feel the need to tell me your opinion. And every fucking chat.
So you see, she says she's heard my opinion many times. So she's admitted this is not the first time she's heard me say this to her. So if she continues doing this same exact shit, and she's hearing people say the same stuff to her, and I'm not the only one saying it. I'm not taking credit like I'm the only one saying it. She just finds my comments and likes to, you know, respond to them more than some other people at times. That's all. It's all good. I can accept it.
You put me to tell me your opinion. I don't need your opinion. I don't need your opinion, dumbass nigga. But you need to put that opinion on yourself about you, about what you're talking about. Don't have an opinion about me, weirdo.
Fucking ignore
well, I don't think I got that thing. I'm not looking at people talk that shit.
If you ain't going to ignore
I let you get by a lot of times, like that. Hold the fuck up. I let you slide by too many times. Now you come.
She let me slide by too many times is what she's saying now. So she don't want to ignore my comments, but she don't want me to respond to her commenting on my comments either. Like, how's this supposed to happen? How's this supposed to work?
And nigga, you're not gonna be comfortable no more. Because every time you say something, I'm gonna call your pussy ass out. And I don't give a fuck about you
obsessed with.
And so I don't. Hey y'all, she calls me peasy headed. I'm trying to figure out where these peas are. I'm trying to reach for some hair at fucking all. She's calling me peasy headed repeatedly. I'm trying to figure that shit out.
I'm not obsessed with goddamn weirdo. You're obsessed with worrying about what I'm obsessed about. I think that's kind of I think that's kind of crazy that you care so much what I say. I think that's kind of weird. Like you shouldn't give a fuck what I say, but you do. Mind your fucking business, bitch, and you'll be fine.
See, I made my point to her right there. I don't give a damn about what she says. I'm just tired of hearing it. I don't care about it. I just don't want to hear it because it's the same thing over and over again. And she wants to be a victim. She wants attention, and nobody cares.
I'm tired of hearing this shit.
I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. I came up here because of Miss Eve. I didn't come here for nothing else. I didn't come here for stuff for anybody else. I came here for Miss Eve. Okay? And that's what I want to do. So shut your fucking mouth.
So she says she came up there about Miss Eve, yet I didn't hear any of that because I had came into Slim's live at a different time. I had missed all of the back and forth or whatever she was saying about Miss Eve. I had missed all of that stuff. When I came in there, her and 27 Duran were on there, and then Super got up there. And like I said, I wasn't even there long. But I just wasn't in the mood to hear her say the same stuff over and over again about that damn giraffe.
Hey, put your argument out. Put your fucking bitch ass on. I see what Sister was what you do about you. You're a two-faced ass motherfucker. And I see that now. You two-faced. You two-faced like a bitch.
So again, I don't think she fully understands the meaning of some of the stuff she says. She's calling me two-faced. How am I two-faced? I'm right. I'm being direct. I'm being 100% direct with her. What about that is two-faced? I've said all of this stuff to her before. I haven't flip-flopped. I haven't said it's okay for you to be, talk all, whine about the same thing today, but not tomorrow. I haven't done any of that. Whenever I'm around and she's in a place where it's okay for me to talk my shit or hit the panel and say something, I will say something about her crying, saying the exact same stuff over and over again about the giraffe. There's nothing at all two-faced about that, in my opinion. Maybe I don't understand the definition of two-faced. Maybe y'all got to correct me. But my understanding of what it means to be two-faced is not this.
You've been running about me. You've been having mouths about everything else. Weirdo ass bitch. And I know that about you. You hoe ass niggas are ashamed on here. Y'all ain't there. You hoe ass niggas are ashamed.
I can be all that in your head, but you still
all right, whatever. You can do whatever. And I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. I put up with you for a minute. I blocked you. I blocked you in chat. I blocked you in other chats. I don't watch your channel.
We've had this conversation before. Look at her. She done dropped herself. She done dropped her damn self.
She'll be back.
I'll hang out with you, brother. So shout out.
Iceberg, what up? Hey, man, so fly. She got that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know, man.
Stop hearing that same shit over and over. That was my point I'm trying to make. That was all.
No, my phone dropped me. Hold on. Like I said, you have been running your mouth in many chats about me. You
really? What have I said?
Yeah.
Please
help me understand. I read you. I'm saying, hold on. I read you. I'm gonna tell you what you said. Hold on, baby.
So I love how people like to say things like this. They make these very definite statements. You've ran your mouth in many chats about me. So the simple question in response is, what have I said? Like, tell me or show me you can tell me what I said. You ain't even got to show me. Just tell me what I said. Because I'm probably going to stand on it.
You said I have mental issues.
I agree with that still today.
To a healthy weight. You said all type of little slick shit about me.
You broke up on that last part.
You said a lot of little slick shit about me, and I've let it go and ignored you. But I don't have to, Iceberg. I don't have to.
Agree that you have mental issues. That's the whole point I'm trying to make to you right now.
You said more than that. You said more than that.
Tell me the rest of it. I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't have to person to write them all down, but I've read several of them.
And see, they always go to that. They tell you said all of these things about them. She named one thing I said about her. I told her I stand on it. The mental issues. I think she does have mental issues. Hence, I use terms like obsession and things like that with her, right? I really do think she has mental issues. But she couldn't name anything else. She says, I'm not supposed to write them all down. What the hell does that mean? So I've said one thing about you. I stand on it. It's the whole point I'm trying to make to you in this instance. How is that two-faced? How is that I've said all of these things about you? I said I believe you have mental issues and you have an obsession. Yes.
Tell me what I said. I stand on it. I can explain why I said what I said. So tell me everything I said, and I will break it down for you right now if Slim got the time. Yes, I believe you have mental issues. What else did I say?
So
she must be having some connection issues.
She had some kind of connection issue or something. She never came back before I ended up leaving. And I'll let y'all see, but I didn't go on talking about her, because I didn't have a whole lot to say about it. I just wanted her to stop talking about that subject that she likes to talk about every single panel she gets the opportunity.
But she said I couldn't hear it. But I don't talk about her weight. I don't call her none of them crazy names that them bust like people call her. But hey, if I think she got mental issues, hey, I don't have a problem with saying that. I still agree with that to this date. So you ain't gonna get me to apologize for that shit. But hey, I'm not trying to dominate the show, bro. I didn't even want to come up here. I just got tired of hearing her say that same shit. She was talking about that motherfucker for about 10 minutes before Super came up here. She sat here and told Super, I don't even talk about him, and then proceeded to talk about him for another 5 minutes after Super left the fucking panel. I said, ain't this about a bitch? So it just it bugged me, so I had to say something today. I had time, bro.
You say it triggered you, huh, Iceberg?
Yeah, man. I got triggered in the chat, man.
So that was my entire issue there, y'all. That's all it was. It was nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. It was that exactly. She gets up there. She talks about that exact same subject. She cries, and then she'll run right back over there, get the same exact disrespect from them. The Beef Sector Podcast, salute. What's up? She'll run over there, get the exact same disrespect. Yeah, Miss E, she picks and chooses who comments she wants to read. Exactly. I think she looks for a comment with somebody who she thinks she can get an argument with in that moment, because she looks for the attention and thinks that if she can get up there and talk all loud and say this stuff, that number one, she doesn't think a lot of people are going to hit the link and check her. She didn't expect me to hit the link because I don't go around hitting a whole bunch of links all over the place all the time, right? A lot of times I'm busy when I'm listening to content, so I'm not even in a position to hit a link. But I don't think she expected me to hit the link in that moment, so she thought she was trying to check me, and then I showed up, and then she ain't really had nothing to say. Because all that she was saying was a bunch of nonsense. Yes, I still stand on it. I believe she has mental issues. And as long as she continues to have those mental issues and deny that, her and I will continue to have a dysfunctional relationship, in my opinion. And that's okay. We don't have to have any relationship at all, but if she's going to continue to hit panels and cry about this same nonsense and then run over there and get disrespected by them just to come and cry to people who she thinks going to give them sympathy, nah, time out for that. If it's a panel where the content creator allows it, like all call outs mandatory, something like that, it's time out for that. For real. I'm with you, Miss E. Tired of roasting her with the truth. You refuse to do it again. I understand. And I'm not saying that I'm going out seeking her, looking for her or anything like that. I wasn't looking for her in this moment. Slim was live. I tapped in, and that's what was going on. And it was time out for that for me, So that is my example of a dysfunctional relationship, y'all. Now, all of y'all that are in here, all 47 of y'all, shout out to everybody who hit that like button. Roll Rich the Second, Capo in the building. Shout out to Roll Rich the Second in the building. So everybody that's in the building now, y'all gonna get a treat because y'all get to see what I consider an example of a very high functioning relationship that one of the people in the last video had. And of course that person's going to be me because I'm not aware of a high functioning relationship with SoFly. I don't know her in that way, right? So let's take a look at this. And then after this, like I said, the link is pinned, so anybody will be able to come up if anybody wants to continue this conversation along these lines, take it in a different direction, whatever. But let's listen to this video. This video is about 4 minutes and 36 seconds long. I'm deciding whether I'm gonna let it play through or I might stop it. We'll see. I might just let it play through, but we'll see. All right, so this is a conversation between myself and somebody you'll be able to figure out who it is when it comes up, who I feel we are in a very high functioning relationship, and you'll just see how the conversation is very different, right? So let's go. Here's another clip that Tiffany actually found this one. And it's kind of about radical honesty. Y'all may have seen it before. It's called from Club Shay Shay. So let's take a listen at this one real quick.
I can't believe you would do that. That was.
I am who I am. People know who I am. And that's a beautiful thing. The person I am is beautiful because you don't never have to guess. People like me are a blessing. You don't ever have to guess. And so much of this life is people not wanting to deal with the real and just hiding in the shadows. And instead of honoring, honor is a strong word, but instead of, regarding and respecting people who are straight ahead, we treat them like they are a nuisance. We treat them like they are a disruption, when really they are a gift, because it really removes the guesswork of subtext. It removes the guesswork of ulterior motives. I am what I am. What you see is what you get. Whatever you hear me saying is what I'm saying. And to me, that is such an easier route. And I've found people in my life over time that really see that is such a dope way to exist. And it's been a blessing. So when you asked me earlier about like people who have protected me and like people who understand me, like it's those people who see that as a gift, not as an attack.
So, I mean, I have to agree. It's a dope way to exist.
Yeah. And I think that we find ourselves more comfortable around people that exist in such a way when we are living authentically ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think it's most uncomfortable to be around people that are radically honest and authentically themselves when you struggle to do so yourself.
I can see that. I mean, I have almost always been, I've kind of been raised to be that radically honest, an authentic person. That's just, I mean, she can tell you, being around my family. I've definitely been raised to be that way. We don't bite our tongues. We'll come straight at you. If I think what you're doing is some BS, I'm going to call it right then and there, and I'm not going to stick around for it. Just simple as that. This is some BS, and I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm not trying to make a scene or anything, but there's probably some other people thinking that too. And so if me being radically honest and saying, this is some BS, this is a waste of time, and I'm leaving, and somebody else is like, that gives them the courage to say, yeah, this is some BS, and I'm leaving too, because I got better things to do in my time, then I'm grateful that I can, number one, stop wasting my own time, and number two, help that person see that we don't have to do this. Like, it's nothing that is keeping us. So as y'all can see, this conversation is going a lot differently, right? Very, very different. I mean, we're talking about a subject. We're able to actually listen to what each other are saying. We're taking in what the other is saying. You can tell by the body language and all of that you're right. The other is hearing and receiving what the other is saying. It's not, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about and none of that nonsense, right? Here, forcing us to be here dealing with this, in certain situations. So that's just the type of person that I am. I've always been raised to be that way. So it's like almost impossible to beat that out of me in a sense,
Yeah, that is not going anywhere.
And I don't want it to.
Right.
I don't have a desire. Like whenever I was going to counseling, it wasn't for that.
Yeah, right.
That was never the problem. My counselor never said anything negative to me about my radical honesty with the stuff that I said to them. I'm sure they probably appreciated it. Yeah. It makes things a little bit easier. That's why I didn't have to go to as many counseling sessions, because they didn't have to peel any layers back. They didn't have to take any Instagram filters off of who I was representing myself to be. I'm right there authentically who I am. They're going to hear whatever language I choose to use. Yes, I use profanity. I just clean it up for y'all for the most part, but yeah. They're going to hear all of that. Why? Because this is a session. This is all about me and what I got going on. So I'm going to be my most authentic self. Simple as that.
Yeah. And that's the best way to show up. Like you said, I'm sure they appreciate that, because it allows them to, do their work more like in a more pointed way, instead of, like you said, having to kind of play, like I said, whack-a-mole earlier. Like I'm trying to
Right.
figure out, okay, which direction are we going? Is this an issue? Is that an issue? I don't know. She's not really, he or she is not really letting me in. They're kind of talking around this issue. I don't know. Do I need to address this? I don't know. Like that's, yeah.
Shout out to the chat. So again, that is what I feel is an example of a more highly functioning relationship. Now, you know, as a lot of y'all have pointed out in the chat, and shout out to Not Worth It coming in, Taran, aka 1819. I think I spoke to you earlier, but I can't remember. Salute to you again, bro. So as you know, a few people have pointed out in the chat, you know, of course that's my wife. And I feel like at this point we have a very highly functioning relationship. We put a lot of work into it. You know, y'all know we've been married over 24 years. We dated for a few years prior to that. Excuse me. So there's been a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of communication. You know, it hasn't always been smooth or anything like that, but where we are today, you know, we're on the other side of those rocky times and stuff like that, to the point where our communication really can't be penetrated by other people. You know, we have our own language that we speak among one another. And, you know, different inflections mean different things to us. You know, we can look at one another and just tell that something is off or that person's in a good mood, whatever, you know, all of those different things you learn about a person, some through communication. You know, obviously living with the person makes that a little bit different as well. But really, communication is one of the cores to all of it, and learning how to communicate with the person. I mean, as you see from the video, we come from very different backgrounds. We were raised very differently. However, we are able to be very highly functioning together as a couple, as a unit, you know, in all of the things that we do. Let me make sure I'm respecting y'all in the chat. So Not Worth It. I wasn't using Shannon as an example. I was actually more so using the young lady and what she was saying as the example, and about how real she is and all of that. Demetric, you said that's Tay. He calls the shit out. He ain't biased, just straightforward. That's what it is. Some people can't handle it, Demetric. Now, I'm sure you understand that being with him this long, you know, but there's some people out there in the world who just can't handle somebody who comes straight forward, no BS. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not putting filters on it. Look, this is what it is. I think you on that bullshit. You up here whining and crying about the same thing over and over again that you've been crying about for the last 3 years. Well, I don't give a fuck. Okay, you don't give a fuck, so you're not even hearing me. You know? So that's what it is. That's where the relationship stands. But my feeling about the situation is still the same. I'm still tired of hearing the crying about the exact same thing over and over for the last 3 years. And when it happens again, I'm still going to be tired of it. And in that moment, she still may not give a fuck. So we still going to be at the same place. And maybe one day she will give a fuck. I doubt I'm going to get tired of it, because that just doesn't really, you know, work that way so much. But hey, it is what it is. Maybe we just won't be in the same places at the same time. Let's see. What else did y'all say? Thank you to everybody that said my wife is beautiful. I agree with y'all. I agree. Let me see. All right. I think I'm caught up. You said you're the one that would check the connection line before you move forward, Lovelace. Is that in reference to a relationship with somebody? Is that comment in reference to a relationship with somebody? Because I could see how that comment would be in reference to a relationship with somebody, and how if it is, you're saying, you know, maybe saying that you're the one that reaches out to see, you know, if the connection is there with that person before you decide to move forward and, you know, kind of move on with your life without them. And if I care enough, I do that. You know, I not always known to care that much about, you know, certain relationships or whatever. You know, again, my relationship with my wife, yeah, that's one I care about. Yeah, check the temperature. Right. I agree. I understand what you're saying, Lovelace. Yeah, check the temperature. And the link is pinned. The link is open if anybody does want to hit the link and discuss anything that we've discussed thus far. Yeah, the link is open if anybody, well, open-ish. Y'all know how it is over here. But if anybody wants to discuss anything that we talked about thus far, and you see in the conversation with my wife and I mean, again, we are able to hear one another, receive what the other is saying and process it. You can tell by the head nodding, the way that we are actually interacting while the other person is speaking kind of lets you know that that person is hearing what you're saying, comprehending what you're saying. The head nod, shaking along in agreement. That's comprehension and, agreement with what the person is saying. And that matters in conversation at times, as well as if you disagreed with what a person says, that may show on your face as well. You may, your brow may frown, with a frown, I think is the word, frown. Yeah. Furrow. Yeah. Your brow may furrow that. Yeah. Y'all may have heard it in the background. I don't know. But yeah. So, different things like that. It's all things that we learn in being able to actually engage in proper communication and dialogue with people, which again is extremely important in a relationship. Yeah, furrow. Yeah, thank you, Lovelace. Yeah, furrow. So again, just wanted to show what I consider example of a dysfunctional relationship that I have, and I can understand and point out some of the reasons why it is dysfunctional, not saying all of the blame is on me or on the other person. No, it's never like that. It's never a one-sided thing when it comes to something like that. But I'm not really ready to change my thoughts or mind about being tired of her talking about that same situation over and over again. For the last 3 years, I'm not really ready to change my mind. And she may not be ready to change her mind on not giving a fuck what me or anybody else thinks about it. So it is what it is at this point. Maybe it'll change in the future. Maybe it won't. I'm not concerned. I'm not looking for it to. If it changes, great. If it doesn't, so be it. You all have observed me. What am I drinking? Why are you asking? Why you asking no questions? You gonna buy me some more, Lovelace? It's a Stella this time. Yeah, it's a Stella this time. I forgot what I was gonna say exactly. Yeah, what I was gonna say. Yeah, just different relationships, y'all. Different relationships, and it takes work in all of them, no matter what. It takes work to have a relationship be functional. We, in the earlier, clips or whatever, I was talking about the kind of baby mama, baby daddy relationship and having the other people, the new boyfriends, the new husbands and wives, all those people involved in those relationships as well, and how that can create whatever, it could be a totally beneficial thing for the child, or it could create some turmoil. It just depends on who the people are and how willing they are to kind of put certain things aside for the sake of the child. But again, some people ain't willing to tolerate no disrespect, so I'm not asking anybody to tolerate disrespect, Lovelace, you want to talk about your video that you sent me? I was going to try to wait for you to actually be up here to review that one. But if you want me to do it by myself, I can. But if you want me to wait for you when you have the availability, we can do that as well. You want me to do it right now? Yeah, we can do it right now. I just don't know if you want to be up here or if you want me to do it by myself. Lovelace sent me a video, y'all. I discovered a video. And it's a really good one talking about relationship. All right, you coming? All right. So we're going to review Lovelace's video that talks about relationships. What's going on, Lovelace? You on mute. There you go.
That mute thing. Hi. Peace to you.
Peace to you, sister. How are things?
Things are well. How about you?
All is well, no complaints.
Blessings to the chat and to your beautiful wife.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for sharing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Um, Now I have previously gotten my instructions about hitting the panel.
Yeah.
So I was, definitely hesitant to disrupt the show. So called as Just Jay put in the chat. Did you see that? You saw
Oh, did she say that? Hold on, where'd she say that? Hold on.
that to me, and I was like, I was just about to hit the panel because you said,
I
okay.
do see it.
Yeah,
Just Jay out there being messy. She also said that she's the first female of Cap.
Congratulations, sweetheart. Congratulations, darling. Yes, ma'am. You know,
I'm like, okay, you got it.
listen, I'm not here to listen. I have gotten to the stage that I pick my battles.
Right. That's
You
it.
know, and if there's no battle there, I adore Just Jay's humor
Right.
always.
Exactly.
Right? So
Exactly.
I see that there is no battle there.
Right.
And that comes along with what you were speaking about um, relationships and rapports and things that we take out, the time that we take away from our own energy space, words, etc., to engage in any type of conversation, whether it's on whatever level,
Mm-hmm.
whether I know you well, whether I just bumped into you, whether it's been a long-standing thing. For me, I always, like I said, I check the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth my time, my energy, my presence, the insightful words that I may choose to use? Is it worth my time? That's the connection line I check. I check myself first. I don't want to argue. I don't want to overly debate. I don't want to be too invested in someone else's journey. I have enough journey of my own to complete, if that makes sense.
That makes 100% sense. And it makes me think about the exact situation I was just showing with myself and SoFly. And I would not have, I would not be spending my time or energy in repeatedly telling her the same thing over and over if I did not have any care at all about her, right? So I seriously think that she has something mental going on when it comes to whatever it is that she feels about the Browns and that whole situation. Because here, 3 years later, she still talks about how they showed her mother's obituary and all of these same things that happened 3 years ago. So I really personally think she has something mental going on there. And as you all know, I'm an advocate of people getting their mental health issues addressed, speaking to people about it. So I see her get on YouTube and essentially what I consider crash out, screaming and yelling and, looking hysterical and sounding hysterical because they have done the exact same thing to her over again that they've been doing for the last 3 years. And the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So why would she continue to go there, expect anything different when that's all it's been for the last 3 years is what I'm trying to say to her that she can't seem to understand. She thinks that, or she wants me to disrespect her the way that they are. And that's just not who I am.
Okay. I'm trying to find a way, I take small steps towards, here's my thought.
Mm-hmm. Go. Yeah.
I understand you when you say the mental capacity is disturbed. That's what I hear. I heard exactly what you said, right? The words that
Mm-hmm.
you used,
Mm-hmm.
right? I also feel and hear her peace is disturbed,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm not giving any excuse to anything, right? However, her peace is disturbed in my opinion and understanding as I observe.
Mm-hmm.
Our mothers passed away the same year, a few months apart, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to find my way, still trying not to lash out at people, trying to protect myself, my peace, my surroundings as best I can. Sometimes I see and hear hurt and anger and distress, and I'm on that type of time. That's all I'm saying. That I try my best to be careful. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. However, it is what it is if it happens, right?
Right.
If I said it, I said it.
Right.
So, and I say, and I never come in judgment or malice ever. I don't want that energy returned to me. So I try my best. Not that I'm going to make it through. Not that it's not going to happen. However, those are my pure intentions. No malice, no judgment, and maybe a little bit of trying to understand and comprehend the mental capabilities of someone that has experienced that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't say that I have the experience, right? What I can say is what I see you doing, and not saying, again, all people are different. You and her and y'all's journeys and y'all's healing process and all of that are going to be totally different because y'all are two totally different individuals.
Correct.
What I see you doing, the way that I see you going through your journey and all of that is one thing. And probably would be considered healthier, in a sense, as healthy as can be considered way to do so, right?
Right.
It's a grief journey, so it's not like to say, oh, it's a great, well, I'm happy, it's nothing healthy so much about it, but there are healthy ways to do things and unhealthy ways to do things.
Correct.
So the way that I see you going through this journey is one way. The way that I see her going through the journey, to my appearance, is unhealthy, which makes me say the mental stuff, because it's like almost like a person that's trying to self-diagnose and self-medicate. She's like self-seeking therapy by going to these places, and her medication is to, yell and scream and get it off her chest. But is it actually doing any healing at the end of the day?
It's questionable. Yeah. It's questionable. May I give you, I don't know if this is called pushback, but I'd like to add to what you said.
We're having a conversation.
Come on, I got you about to do that too?
Mm-hmm.
I have manners. Shout out to the people that got manners. Y'all still exist out here.
You can say anything you want.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Fight or flight. Sometimes when we hear, it's just like it's us against the world. Sometimes we forget how important we are. I have heard the understanding that, I like I don't know if like is the right word. Anyway, the confrontation is welcoming. Some people like confrontation. Some people vibe off of that. I guess it tightens up their skills when it comes to debating or roasting or arguing or whatever the case may be. That's just not a part of my journey. That doesn't sharpen me. Mm-hmm. However, for those that it does sharpen, I can get a certain understanding of why some people will move towards, harsh talking, debating, whatever other words go in that direction. I just give a difference from me, an opportunity, and I kind of just shy away from it and observe, because that's not my lane. That's not how I would handle it. So before I give too much observation or sometimes even correction, I just check the line to see if what I'm going to say to this person will be received well, because I'm not about to argue.
Right.
I don't have time, honey. I got 8 grandkids. I don't have time.
Right.
And I like
Foxy Brown, good evening to you.
Shout out to the chat.
Yeah, shout out to the chat for sure. Yeah. I just, again, I'm not even sitting here trying to act like I'm in any way, shape, or form a therapist or, any kind of mental health coach or counselor or anything. I'm not diagnosing her. Right. But the way that she goes about things, it appears unhealthy. It comes across to me as unhealthy. And that's just the type of person that I am, that I'm not going to sit back and watch a person kill themselves and not say something, because when they do eventually complete the act that they're trying to complete on themselves, it's not going to be me and, who is on the sideline knowing that this was happening and never said anything, So I'm going to say it. You may not like it. You may not like the way I say it. You may not like the fact that I said it at all. But it's going to be said, and you will know at the end of the day that Iceberg said it. And if I didn't care, I wouldn't have said anything at all. And, you know, I'm saying it because I see a different way that you could probably do it, or try at least, you know. And again, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody or anything, but yeah, I understand healthy debate. I understand all of that. I understand debate discourse, all of those things. But to what benefit in this situation? You know, it's one thing if, you know, debating is what you need to do, or negotiating is what you do for your work and all of that stuff. And you need to kind of get in those environments, maybe in a different realm, so you can sharpen your skills. But what is the benefit of listening to people disrespect you, call you all kinds of names that are about your appearance that, you know, they've seen, negative, just a bunch of negative stuff, and you yell back at them how much you don't care, and basically saying the same stuff over and over about them? How is that sharpening debate skills, or in any way beneficial to a person to just step into an arena and hear 8 people insulting you while you're the one person trying to, you know, speak back to these 8 insults? That's, you know, where I can't see that as being the same.
Right. You know, I just say something simple: the challenges and the choices we make for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. As simple as that. As simple as that. The challenges and choices we make. Yeah, Trace Beckers, I agree. Some people can't handle the uncomfortable truths, and that's okay. But I'm a person who speaks the uncomfortable truths. So, you know, we're both going to have to coexist in this world. You can't handle it. I can't handle not saying it. You know, I can't handle existing in this world when it's right there in front of our face and everybody acting like it's not, you know. For example, earlier, you know, yesterday, whenever Sis went over the Armando video about Biz, and he discovered things that he has not known in his brain for 2 years, and he's been moving and acting based off of this information. You know, it changed for him. It made everything totally different. And you can't ignore those things once you see them. So with her, that's just kind of where I am. Like I said, it's a dysfunctional relationship. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it won't. It kind of is what it is at that point. Yeah.
Everything in time instead.
Absolutely.
As it shall be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something you said, talking about peace and stuff like that, made me think of one of these memes that I have found. I'm gonna share it really quickly, and then we're gonna get into this video. So it says, "What gives me peace is knowing that the people who speak badly of me were never and are not the best example of anything."
Anything?
Anything.
Okay.
The best example now. You got to remember, the best example. So all these people that are out here talking crazy about me, they not now. And, you know, they never have been the best example of anything in their life, because if they were, they wouldn't have time to be talking bad about me. They be focused on what they doing, you know. So just some words of wisdom for y'all. Y'all take this on, you know. This can give you peace in your life as well. They speaking badly about you. Just remember, just look at what you know about them. Are they the best example of anything? You know, yeah, probably not. More than likely, they're too focused on you to be the best example of anything. So, yeah. Just a little bit.
What was that you were drinking on, sir? What it was?
It's Stella.
Stella. All right now. Enjoy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I raise a glass of tea.
I'll drink tea as well. Just not right this second.
Stella up here. Me and you both can't be on Stella up here. Enjoy your Stella, sir. Yes, indeed.
It's all right. It's all right.
Amen.
All right, so let's get into this video Lovelace shared with me. We're going to drop some gems in here. We'll stop it along the way, Lovelace. You let me know if you want me to stop it. I'll, of course, stop it myself as well when we hear some of these gems, and we're going to have to discuss, y'all.
I discovered a video.
Lovelace discovered a video, y'all.
That tickles me when I say that. Anyway.
As he said, I was married for 66 years. And some people took my chicken on the side. I didn't have no chicken on the side, no girlfriend either.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me rewind it back.
As he said, I was married for 66 years. And some people took my chicken on the side. I didn't have no chicken on the side, no girlfriend either.
All right, so if you're listening, this is a bishop, or elderly man, and he said he's been married 66 years. So that you would imagine that puts him in his probably 80s at this point. And he said, he ain't had no people talking about a chick on the side. He ain't had no chick on the side, no girlfriends or nothing like that. 66 years. So let's go.
I had a 3-in-1. I had a girlfriend, I had a lover, and I had a wife.
See that right there.
Come on now.
Right there.
Come on. A 3-in-1.
A 3-in-1. How many of y'all out there them 3-in-1s that you know it?
I'm gonna raise my hand from the panel. All right.
There
now.
you go.
Shout
My
out
wife can raise her hand over here.
Hey.
How many of y'all know y'all them 3-in-1s? You are a 3-in-1 and you know it. You don't have no questions about it. You know you are that 3-in-1 for your man. If you are, with somebody, right? How many guys out there got them a 3-in-1?
How many of you men out there, right, are 3-in-1 for your spouse, for your wife? Come on now. This is the equal opportunity, example of how we can come through for one another.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like you looking for that 3-in-1, you're supposed to be that 3-in-1 for her. Absolutely. So,
look at that. Me.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Hey, they know they them 3-in-1s out there. That's what they supposed to say. If you know you're a 3-in-1, you're not supposed to accept nothing less than someone who's going to treat you like that, right? So, hey, let's go.
And I thought that I had to be in church every time the doors were open, but the Lord spoke to me and he said, the church is my bride. Your wife is yours.
So, knowledge, gems. I don't care what your lifestyle is, what you are doing out here to make money or whatever, your hobbies, any of that. Man, you got a lot of the people who get to these high positions in churches and they in church 7 days a week. They spending more time with the sick and shut in and at the church doing this and that, and everybody coming to them with a problem they got to take care of than they're spending at home. But this man told him, his wisdom and his knowledge let him know that the church he's not married to the church. He's married to his wife, who he was probably with before he got any of those. Well, he is obviously with before he got any of those positions in that church. And that church started taking all his time, So he's supposed to, his first commitment is supposed to be to that relationship before that church. I understand, to an extent. I ain't been in the church like some of y'all, but I don't care what y'all say. His first commitment, he married his wife. And he did that, in his situation under the covenant of God and all of that. That's commitment he made to her. So that's supposed to come before a job, which, working at the church, being a preacher and all that, ain't nothing but a job. I understand they wanted to feel different, but they ain't doing nothing but going to a job. It just happens to be not a 9 to 5. It's different hours. But they ain't doing nothing but working a job. So they need to look at it like that and in some cases treat it that way and put their family ahead of it. But that goes in a lot of other professions as well. We're not just talking about church.
Check your availability.
That's right.
Make sure your household is fed before you go outside and try to feed others.
That's right. Because we about to be getting off of here when we get through this video, and me and my wife about to be spending the rest of the evening together.
I like Sounds.
Yep.
Amen.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. She waiting for me. Look, she right there. Look, hey, baby.
Shout out to Lady Iceberg.
She
Yes.
said, shout out to Lady Iceberg. She's
Yes.
waving. So yeah, we about to get through this video, y'all. Let's go some more.
And I start taking money off and made her a queen for a day.
So again, wisdom, y'all. He, started taking the Monday off and he made her a queen for the day. Let's see what he did for her.
She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to cook breakfast, dinner, or lunch or nothing. Sometimes she didn't have to make up the bed because I did that for her.
So he said some things right there, right? He's talking about cooking the meals and making up the bed. And some people may look at that one way, but other people look at that another way. Those are things that she would have been doing that she didn't have to lift a finger to do. She does them probably every single day. It's a part of her regular daily routine. She makes the meals, she makes the bed, all of that different stuff. But the appreciation that she gets out of, first off, him recognizing that he needed to put that focus on, making that day a special thing, and then actually following through with those tasks means so much to her, at a certain level that guys a lot of time don't even understand. I mean, a lot of time, unless you have been educated on it by your spouse through counseling or just somebody else along the way, a lot of times don't understand some of the needs that women need to, let's say, fill their tank. If we're going to put it in terms of, I think maybe a counselor or maybe a class we were in or something like that at one point, they talked about us having, as people, different tanks that need to be filled. And, some are words of affection or acts of kindness or, gifts, different things. It's different people have different things that they like. And, so it takes maybe one gift may fill a tank or may take a whole bunch of words of affection. It's your person. You have to know who you're dealing with. It's for one of the books I was talking about. I showed y'all one of them workbooks. In one of them workbooks, I think it was, we were talking about that. Probably the serving love one, where you're learning what your partner actually needs in terms of them feeling loved, so you know what to provide.
Mm-hmm. I like to add just the fact that my babe would even think to put those type of things in action for me that he feels like that I'm deserving of and puts them into action. Yeah, I really dig that type of time. Just the thought, with everything else that, your person may have to, carry on their mental plate. You mean you took extra time to, for little old me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I vibe off of that. Yeah.
And see, guys, y'all need to hear this, because what Lovelace is saying is essentially the same thing my wife says. It's the thought about it. The fact that took the thought to, number one, again, in this guy's situation, decide that Mondays from now on is going to be the day that you're the queen for the day. And then the thought of, I'm going to make the bed. You don't have to do that. I'm going to make the meals. You don't have to do that, because those are things that he knows that she always has to think about doing and, take time to do. Mm-hmm. And he thought about doing those things, keeping her from having to think about it. So she's appreciating more the fact that she didn't have to think about it, almost more than the fact that you did it. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of guys have to understand when it comes to relationships. If you have that type of woman, and there are a lot of women like that out there. I'm not saying every woman is that way, but there are a lot of women like that out there who that thought means a whole lot more than the actual act itself. in a lot that physical act of whatever it is you're doing.
Correct.
So, words of wisdom, y'all. We going between the preacher and we got Lovelace, a woman up here who can tell y'all, and I'm just co-signing what Lovelace is saying, y'all, because I know these things to be true, again, from my wife and my experience with my wife.
Then the men used to call me, boy, you just henpeck. I said, that ain't no problem, as long as you being pecked by the right hen.
I mean, he ain't said nothing but the truth there.
Message.
Message. Because I believe that's why a lot of the people who a lot of us have had to deal with in the sector that a lot of us met each other through are so mad and angry because they ain't been pecked by the right hand.
May I be blunt?
Yes.
My sex drive is high and so is his, and we complement each other. I hope that was okay to say.
That's totally fine. Like I said, you're welcome to say anything you want to say. We're grown folk over here. We having real conversation about relationships, and that is necessary in a relationship to be compatible in areas like that.
Correct.
That is very necessary. So, I mean, we're having real conversations. This is important stuff because there are people out there who don't understand this. They haven't had what they consider a successful relationship or the relationship that they want, the one that they're looking for. And some people just don't understand why. So I want guys to hear, what I'm saying, but listen to what Lovelace is saying. And I'm trying to, like I said, not only co-sign it, but maybe I'm saying it in a different way, so maybe you'll hear it. But what she is saying is absolutely true in all cases. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat, make sure I ain't missing nothing. Just Jay said, people think I can't cook, but I went to culinary school, but we're not going to tell nobody else. So Just Jay can cook, and she said her sex drive is high too. And Dimitri said, shout out to the high sex drives on both ends. So again, y'all seeing this. Lovelace is in a successful relationship. Dimitri is in a successful relationship. These are both two women who are talking about the compatibility, the necessary of compatible, high sex drives if, you all have that, and all of these other things. They're co-signing this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Just Jay, hey, all of the guys out there who are looking for somebody, they need to get their minds right and understand some of these concepts because there are other women out there who are single. I ain't saying they looking. I'm not going to put that out there because that has a certain connotation to it. But they are single and have some of these exact same qualities. And they said they went to culinary school and things like that. So I'm just saying, fellas, if you want to get your mind right and actually try to have a successful relationship, and there's people out there talking about having high sex drives and going to culinary school.
All right now.
You might want to learn how to communicate with people like that. I'm just saying.
Hey, Iceberg,
Yes.
Iceberg, you remember the episode of Good Times when James told Florida, the kitchen in the bedroom, the kitchen in the bedroom. Shout out to the kitchen and the bedroom and the mental capability to pour into one another when those things are not, available.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Talking to each other, walking with each other, listening to each other, guiding each other, respecting one another, hearing clear, effective communication,
Absolutely.
with one another. Yeah.
Yes, I 100% agree. It's all important because we as human beings, all right, all of y'all out there who are listening to me, I believe most of y'all are, 30 plus. And if you've been, fortunate enough to not experience anything health related that puts you out of commission for a day, a week, or however long, you've been blessed. But most of us, especially, you've been in a relationship with somebody, over the course of that relationship, things are going to happen. And things are not going to be available to happen and stuff like that. And that can't be anything. It can't have any real impact. It shouldn't. And in a healthy relationship, it wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? It's just, all right, let's help get through this. You know, let's get you back right. You know, all of those different things. You know, we all go through stuff, so you can't let one aspect, no relationship is going to survive on one thing, you know. So while talking about the importance of the physical intimacy and all of that, yes, that is important, and the compatibility to that is extremely important. But let's say that's not available, your relationship has to definitely be able to survive on the rest of it.
Absolutely. And therapy for couples individually and for couples is always a good thing for anybody that wants to research it and try it. You know, just me personally, you know, therapy is a wonderful tool to get you on track, back on track, or to a better understanding of your future.
I agree. You know, I 100% support that message. You know, I'm always going to support the message of people seeking out therapy. For, again, their individual success, and if you are a couple, as a couple. There's just so many tools you can learn that you probably don't even know exist if you've never been, and they'll be beneficial to your ability to communicate with one another if you're going to couples therapy, and if you're going to, you know, individual therapy, it'll be beneficial to your ability to communicate with yourself, you know, because a lot of therapy for a solo individual person is learning how to kind of unlock parts of yourself from things that are not taught in the school system, and you know, a lot that your parents can't teach you unless they've been through the, you know, trained in those ways or been through therapy sessions themselves.
Correct. It's up to us to get the foundation, but you know, that's what our parents and loved ones around us give us, you know. However, we still need to seek, you know, seek thy own self.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see what the gentleman has to say more. So I remember the last thing he said was talking about people not being pecked by the right hand. And again, if you being pecked by the right hand, then you don't mind being hen pecked. I'm just saying. A rooster always looking for a hen. So, I mean, hey.
And then I told him, if you got a good pecker, let her peck you. I'm trying to help your brothers out here.
Just trying to help y'all brothers out. That's all we trying to do. Y'all worried about the wrong stuff. Y'all worried about how y'all gonna look in front of them other brothers. What the hell that got to do with what you and your woman do in y'all's house?
All right now.
And then they told me, man, you I wear the paints in my house. I wear the paints. I said, I do too. All of them she put out for me Saturday night to put on Sunday morning.
That part right there. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Again, I think a lot of the people that we deal with that seem to be so angry, especially the ones that are angry at women, they're missing this. They maybe have never experienced it. You know, that real bonding connection to the point that you're not caring at all what any of these people out here have to say about you when it comes to you and your relationship with your wife. There's nothing somebody can say about that. You know, y'all can say, I showed y'all my wife on an earlier video, right? Y'all can say anything y'all want about my relationship with my wife. It has zero impact on it. You know, so when you don't care about those things, you can think the way, you know, this guy's thinking, the way somebody like myself thinks, you know? Mm-hmm. There's just zero concern about those things. Like wearing the pants in my house. Why am I concerned with verbalizing I wear the pants in my house? Who am I proving something to?
The petty monster inside.
Right.
Petty.
Exactly. Who am I proving something to? Because from the last video that we actually no, the video that I showed y'all I think it was. Never mind. No, it's a different one. Anyways, equality and inclusion. I don't know if I played that in the last one or not, but that is a part of what makes our relationship successful. My wife is an equal partner in this relationship. She's a 100% partner in this relationship, just like I'm a 100% partner. We don't do 50-50. We both give 100% to this relationship. So we're both 100% partners in this relationship. Her word is just as powerful and has just as much weight as mine because she contributes to this relationship just as much as I do. So I'm not concerned with wearing pants or anything like that. You know, we have a healthy relationship to the point that we can have a conversation, discussion. We can disagree. We can debate in a healthy way and then figure out what we're going to do. You know, we don't agree on everything from the start. No two people do. But we know how to have a mature, healthy adult conversation and come to whatever, you know, necessary compromise or whatever is necessary in the situation. You know, it may not even be a disagreement. It may be just a misunderstanding of what is being said. And it's like, no, actually, I agree with that all the way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
my babe can't iron my things. He don't know how to iron.
Right.
So the gentleman also said, yeah, the things that he wears, the pants, all the pants that she lays out for him, that he nurtures and takes care of and makes sure that he's, you know, well polished before he steps out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and with that said, who is controlling the pants?
The spirit.
Who's controlling the pants that are being worn?
All right now.
Because Mike Presley, salute. Because in a healthy, to my, I don't want to say this exactly this way, but
don't say it.
To an extent, in a healthy relationship, like for example, if a woman is a housewife, then she has to have her domain. So that needs to be her house. You know, if that's what she does, if she's a homemaker, you know, she works in the house, she does things in the house, stuff like that, then that needs to be her house. I understand, yeah, you're the man, it's your house too, but you know, you come inside those doors, she got to have some domain there. She got to be able to lay down some law in some ways. I'm not saying she laying down a law on you, you know, and it shouldn't be vice versa either way. Neither one of y'all should be laying down a law on each other, but she needs to have full domain in that place and whether she housemaker or not, you know. But what I'm trying to get at is that it seems like a lot of the people, when they ask questions like who wears the pants in the house, it's like they're trying to take some power away from the wife for some reason. And why is that necessary?
Control.
Exactly.
Control, dominance, ego. You both share that dwelling.
Mm-hmm.
Without the both of you in sync, you know, the dwelling could lack, you know, the best benefit for y'all to, you know, function. However, my babe can't iron my clothes. He can't iron. We tried it. I'm not doing it. I told him don't even work. No,
that's okay though, because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I iron in our house. It's not that my wife can't iron my clothes, but when she wants something ironed, she asks me to do it because I grew up ironing.
Correct.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather used to own a dry cleaners. You know, my father's always ironed. You know, I grew up ironing, so if she wants some iron, she asked me to iron it. And yeah, there are different things. I'm trying to think. There's certain things that if, you know, we want done, she'll do it because she is the better person at doing it the way that we like. For example, eggs, scrambled eggs. She most of the time makes our scrambled eggs because we like the way that she makes them. I just have not figured out how to do them the way she does them. You know?
Yep.
So you know, it's just little things like that. But you learn that in the relationship, you know?
Yeah.
Let's listen a little more.
And I'm gonna get to my message, but I'm on the lady side, because see, men want to be macho. They feel like if they shed a tear, that's they weak. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. See, and brothers, I know this meeting, but if y'all help me, see, you got to be happy in the home too. I don't want nobody hypocrite in the house and trying to preach to me in the church.
Jimmy McFly, yo, salute to you. So he just said a lot there, you know. You don't want no hypocrite in the house and then try to preach to you in the church. You know, we experience a lot of that, it seems like, out here too. A lot of people who are not living in a way, but wanting to preach to everybody else about how other people should be living. When we were listening to Sis, or I was listening to Sis earlier today, and he was playing a video. He said he's gonna play it again. It was the video after Kwame and them had discovered Biz's charges, the Connecticut one, you know. And he was saying all of that stuff. Shout out to Trey Spectives for that. I'm trying to like the thing. Let me go over here. I'm sorry. We got a super chat.
Trey Spective.
Yeah, shout out to Trey Spector on the super chat. Let me just read it. It says, great live Iceberg. Nice segue from exposing a YouTube foolery to engaging in a thought-provoking conversation. I appreciate the content. Thank you, Trey Spector, so much for that. Yeah, that is the, you know, the thought and the goal behind all of this. I'm trying to like the thing and all of that, but there we go.
Shout out to Trey Spectives. Thank you, darling.
Yeah, and let me put it on the screen too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Trey Spectors. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I definitely, you know, would like to talk about some other things than that foolery for sure all the time. It's not the thing I enjoy talking about the most. So I appreciate you appreciating it. I appreciate everybody who came through, hit the like button, and who appreciates the different content, trying to have some real conversations. And what did he say? What was the last thing he said?
Trying to get the fellas to understand. And he stopped. He's was that it?
Let me see. Let me rewind back just a little bit, because it reminded me of something from that Kwame thing. Let me see.
Meeting, but if y'all help me, see, you got to be happy in the home too. I don't want nobody hypocrite in the house and trying to preach to me in the church.
Okay, so that was it. I was talking about how we have some people, it seems like, on these YouTube streets who want to, you know, almost kind of be that hypocrite in the house and preach to you, right, on the YouTube streets. So it's the video that Sis was reviewing. Kwame was on there, and he was saying that, and this was a couple years ago, and it seems he still feels that way today, but that he was almost going to punish women. The women who came in there in the chat or hit his link and were saying this and that and stuff. And he was referring to like Moonlight and a couple other people at the time, you know, but it was like he was going to be the arbiter of what is and is not a good woman. And he was going to kick them out of his chat for 72 hours, but it was only directed to the women. None of it was directed to any of the men who are just as much or worse disrespectful towards those very women. All of it was directed towards the women. And now it was just hypocritical to me.
He said, especially the females.
Yeah.
I heard that in a different content creators chat when he was, I missed the one Sis did when he played that. However, I caught it in another content creators chat channel when he was playing it, especially the women.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the chat. Excuse me?
Right.
Sir.
I caught that.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I caught that. And I'm like, so he has made himself the arbiter, number one, of what a woman can and cannot do and what makes a good woman or, you know, a bad woman in his terminology, you know, like, where is he qualified to do that? In what way? Hell, I'm not qualified to necessarily do that, but he damn sure ain't qualified to do it.
Could it be the experiences that he has had thus far? Could that be a thought to go there? You know, I really, you know, yeah, listen, we, okay.
I mean, for me, in order for you to
Especially the women. Really? Okay.
to be any kind of I mean, I don't understand how he could do that, period. You know, to think that he is a person to determine who is or is not a good woman. Steady grind and salute. But when it comes to it just made no sense. It was totally hypocritical. Like what is the gauge of this? And then you allow the guys to do the exact same thing that with no consequence.
So I take it that you're giving a stance for the men, and I'd like to add a stance for the women, especially women that do this, do that, specifically this or that, calling out certain names and things like that. I feel when I heard it that his patience has grown tired in some things. And as a person, he has a right to feel that way. He has a right to establish certain boundaries and actions and things like that. Because, you know, respectfully speaking, I mean, the word on the street is, you know, it's running amok over there. So about time.
Right.
About time. However, what you said, and I took heed to, was especially the women. Sir, aren't there women in your chat that are not, you know, aren't there women in your chat? I don't know. I haven't watched in a while. I'm sure some of those women possibly allegedly do some of the same things that you're telling other women. No, not you, especially the women. Let me go on mute. Iceberg, go ahead.
No, keep going, because you're saying and hearing exactly what I was saying. It is what it is. Salute. Listening in the lavatory.
Shout out to the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, support the channel. Thank y'all for being here and taking time.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. That's what I heard, you know, especially the women. Like I said, like in some way, shape, or form, he is the arbiter of what makes a good woman. And I don't know what experience does he have with a good woman that he can show. I'm not saying any of the women that he was with are not good women. I'm saying, what experience does he have that's good woman experience? Because the only thing he's ever spoken about is how he claims these people have done him wrong and all of that stuff, you know? So I would think in order for you to even know what a quote unquote good woman is, you would have to experience some of the life and trappings of quote unquote a good woman. But he has never spoken on experiencing any of that. He only speaks on the woe is me part of what he claims they've done wrong to him. So, you know, I just picked up on that, you know, that same thing, you know, especially the women. I picked up on that when it was said, and, you know, I was just like, you are not the person at all to be speaking on what a good woman is, or for that matter, a bad woman. Exactly, Trace Spectors, was he a good man? From what we've heard from him, no. He was out there still doing his thing, and I mean, all this stuff. So what would he know about a good woman? Because hell, if he did have good women, the fact that he wasn't a good man probably hurt them. And if they did turn into a quote unquote not a good woman, it's probably his fault in that instance. You know? So I just go ahead.
Self-accountability can be a good tool to learn, reflect, and grow off of. It can be a wonderful tool.
Absolutely.
Self-reflection
rather than playing the victim all the time. More self-reflection, taking accountability, reflecting on what happened, maybe what went wrong, where you went wrong. Start there. Before looking at where that person went wrong in your brain, start with where you may have gone wrong. And then, you know, you can kind of, you know, process it out from there. But, you know, it's just one of those things that counseling probably would have helped him to learn, but I just don't think that he's even in a position to want to listen to some counseling, you know? So.
So now if you have a good wife, treat her like she your wife, that she your honey, that she your baby, that she your sugar, and that she your sweetheart. If you got a good wife, she can be anything to you you want her to be.
So the question, going back to the person we're talking about, Pro 901, what's up? Salute to you driving and listening. Drive safely, bro. Going back to what we were saying, for the subject person we were talking about, if these women that he was encountering were good women, because why would he have gotten with them to begin with if he didn't see them as good women initially, right?
Because people change. Excuse me.
Correct. But people change a lot of times because of consequences and situations. So if you're not treating them like honey, baby, darling, sweetheart, all these things because you're too busy doing other things on the side, then they're going to naturally change and then start turning into what he in this situation would consider not a good woman anymore. But it's all her fault that she changed. He's supposed to be able to do whatever he wants because, matter of fact, here, we got a drop that tells us why he thinks this way. It's only a minute long. Let's listen to this real quick.
You fake bitch ass nigga, you. All these lady ass niggas getting their direction from women talking about she cheated. Bitch, you don't know my relationship, hoe. Nigga, my grandmama told me, nigga, you don't leave no man in no city by themselves. You love him, nigga. And I believe my grandmama. And I believe my grandma told me, if a woman leave you by yourself, that means she got something she want to do. And she want to get off. And so I believe my grandma, nigga. Fuck a bitch ass nigga like you that's getting your direction from your wife, you mushmelly ass bitch.
Man, my grandmama gave me that chain.
Hey, be a man.
Fuck that.
You gonna cry in the car.
Yeah. He did all that crying about me, saying something about, him. Again, he was another person that likes to find certain comments in the chat and all of that, So he did all that crying about me, talking about how his grandmama, the one who taught him all these things about, I guess, how he should react around a woman or whatever. And if a woman leave you in a city alone, she out doing her own thing. What? So you might as well go on and do your thing. Grandma, that's fucked up logic. And that's why all of them boys are having the issues they having today. If they believe that dumb shit.
But that's grandma. The era grandmas were, it's grandma, her mentality. I'm not disagreeing with anything that you say. I'm heading on. And for the record, was that giraffe chewing? I was over my whole life. Why are you like this? You can find best clips. I would get that giraffe chewing and get my entire life. Like, child, everybody listen. We can listen to the elders. They've been through some things, yes. They have knowledge and wisdom. However, we're talking about your time and growth now. Your experience now. Your learning and understanding and comprehension now. You know what I'm saying? Especially women. Never mind. I won't get hung up on words. I'm not sensitive.
He's trying to get 25 women on grandma logic from whatever year grandma was born in. And I'm sure that was probably the early 1900s, probably.
Grandma was out there thinking, well, grandpa out there doing this. I'm gonna pass this message along. My man is constantly out of town. Right?
Right.
It still doesn't neglect my responsibilities as a friend, a companion to him when he's out of my presence. And the same for me. We conduct ourselves the same way as if we were in front of one another.
Exactly.
Out of town. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Iceberg. Go ahead.
No, don't apologize. You are absolutely right. All of that stuff, it jumps out at me too as ridiculous. And the reason why he doesn't have successful relationships. That type of logic. Shout out to Muso Bronze in the building. CKJ, I see you. I'm going to get back to reading your comment in a second.
Shout out to the chat.
He said, my previous post was simple. You need to know that the person you're considering for a long-term relationship or marriage has your best interest for you as much, if not more, for you. Let me put that comment on the screen. I don't know if you agree with it or not. He said, I think he's talking about the post from the last show when we were ending. I don't exactly remember what that post said, but he says, let me take this down for a second. He says, my previous post was simple. You need to know that the person you're considering for a long-term relationship or marriage has your best interests for you as much, if not more for you. And then I think he follows up and said for themselves. Okay, so he didn't mean that. So he says basically that the person has to have as much interest for you as they have for themselves, I believe. I think that's what he's trying to say. When you're going into a marriage or a relationship, that you have to ensure that the person has basically, you know, the same best interest for you that they have for themselves, if not more for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that I understand what he's saying. And I will agree with that. Yeah. I will agree with that. I feel like I am promoting and pushing and encouraging and all of that stuff, my wife, even more so than my own endeavors, and vice versa. She's always encouraging me, pushing me, and, you know, giving me that extra I need to, you know, run through that brick wall. So if that's what you're saying, then I definitely agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike Presley, I agree. It sounds like grandma had a manipulative husband, right? And then she passed that logic on to him, and he thinks that in 2025, he is going to have a successful relationship with a 2025 woman who has anything going for herself with that type of logic.
It's possible.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But
anything is possible.
I mean, here's the problem that I have with saying that's possible. A woman in 2025 who has something going for herself and then the relationship being successful. They can get into a relationship, but if his logic is that way and it's a woman that has stuff going for herself, like her you would expect her self-image and esteem to be at a high enough level that she's not going to accept that every time I'm out of town and you're out of town, that means we're free to do what we want to do, unless she is, you know, signed up for that kind of open relationship. But if she's not signed up for that kind of open relationship, I don't think she's just going to be okay with tolerating that.
Correct. Effective communication.
Right. But I don't think what he said, excuse me, whenever you out of town, whenever your woman leave you out of town by yourself or whatever, that means she out doing her own thing. That ain't effective communication. If you just thinking that, and that's not actually what the discussion has been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that to you, salute to you. Okay, let's see what else. Let's put this back up, see what else they had to say.
And women's like compliments. Come on, sister, y'all got to get with me now.
Yes, we do.
You agree, Lovelace? Dang, I'm at the wrong thing.
Anything to you want her to be.
I go too far, hold on.
No, you good.
If you got a good wife, she could be anything to you want her to be. And women's like compliments. Come on, sister, y'all got to get with me now. When your wife get ready to come to church, you at a certain time you want to leave the house, she'll put on her clothes and she'll come to you and say, "How this look?" You just, she fit to go change again. She put on another dress, you holler, she fit to go change again. When she put it on and come in time, stand around and you see, how this look? You better say, "Baby, you look good in that." And then you fit to get out the house. If you got a good wife, she dressed to please you, not anybody else.
I mean, I'm just saying. He ain't telling no lies. I'm waiting for him to tell a lie. He ain't told one yet.
Speaking of good wife, how are we looking on time? Because I do remember that you said that she.
Yeah, we got probably another 2 minutes left in this video, and then we getting up out of here.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep. Let's go. Yeah, CKJ, all of this stuff we're saying definitely goes both ways. We're just happen to be listening to this man speaking about his wife. But yeah, these things definitely go both ways. We were talking earlier about equality in relationships, how things need to be reciprocal and how you need to be compatible. Lovelace brought up, like how partners have to have compatible sex drives and different things like that. So yeah, all of these things definitely go both ways. What's going on, fam?
Not concerned, a good wife and not concerned about any kind of man trying to hit on her. She want to hear it from you. We did a lot of seminars too. I'm gonna tell you one more thing. You don't forget about your wife. Never think about her. If you got a girlfriend, you always trying to show out for your girlfriend. Rat your little pennies in your pocket and whatnot. Show out for your wife. I'm all right, bro. Show out for your wife. Now, the way you show out for your wife, you go to the drugstore, buy one of them mushy cards. And then when you buy that card, you put your mush on it.
So, Lovelace, last show we were talking about the writing the letters and stuff. That's how my wife and I started off writing letters. It's a lost art.
I thought you was going to talk about the envelope. We'll do that one again later. He gave it an envelope, Iceberg, with the words. He get the one. If y'all have not caught part 1 of relationship, Iceberg speaking on relationships, this is part 2. However, if for anyone that's missed it, want to catch the replay, have the discussion, play it for your friends, make it a group night, drink some tea, listen to the brother Iceberg when he's talking. He has a part 1. This is part 2. They both were amazing. And remember the brother that gave the wife the envelope with his resignation.
Yeah.
he don't resign from some duties.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got to write it out sometimes.
Practice writing.
There you go.
Sweetheart, sugar baby, all like that, And then you put a piece of money that you got to know your wife, because there 3 places she's going to go to before she get in the bed. She going to the mirror in the bathroom, and she going to make sure she got that little cream or whatever on her face to make it look good. And she going to go to the mirror when she come in the house to make sure her hair good and put on a little sleeping cap. And she going to go there and have a card right there. And then you have another, this is the big card right here. You take one and you put a big piece of money under that one, and you put it under the pillow.
What are you talking about, y'all? Been married 66 years. What are you talking about?
Cards being left different places.
Cards left all over the house. Got pieces of money in them. You done wrote your stuff on there. What are you talking about?
Big pieces of money.
Big pieces of money. No, you put a big piece of money under that one that's going under the pillow.
That part.
Yeah, you might have some other little pieces of money in them other ones, but you put a big piece of money in that one that go under the pillow.
Come on, gifts of joy.
And now here's the last one. When she turned that pillow back and opened that card with all that good talking, mushy stuff, and that big bill in there, you ain't got one more thing to do. Look up to heaven and say, Lord, give me strength.
So I believe that's the end of it. Yeah. So, I mean, if y'all get the gist, from 66 years married wisdom, if you get the gist of what the brother's trying to tell you, it's not that hard.
And it ain't but one more thing to do.
And one more thing to do.
Bless it and pray.
That's right.
Y'all know it's all right to pray over your bedroom. It's all right.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all right to pray over the things that you enjoy so you can receive the best spirit, the best giving spirit from it. Nothing like a good prayer and some good, amen.
I agree. 100%. 100%. All right, y'all, we getting ready to get up out of here. I wanted to share one more thing because it just came across the wire, I think yesterday, the day before. And I just thought of a way to tie it to a relationship, right? Because on the last show, I talked about how some relationships that we have with family, it's like whatever. But you may have a relationship with a coworker who is closer than some of your actual blood family, right? Mm-hmm. Those things exist out there, right? So, all right, CKJ, be safe, brother. Dang, I can't read it like here, but I'll read what this says. I'll actually put the other picture up since you can't really read it. But if any of y'all remember the show What's Happening, y'all remember D from What's Happening?
Yes.
So she passed away here in the last couple of days, and she had been battling, some different things illness-wise over the years. But yeah, she passed away in the last couple of days. But I wanted to read what is his name? Ernest Lee Thomas. That's the guy that played Raj on What's Happening. So that's them in a picture together. And I want to read what he posted when he found out that she passed, right? So it says, "No more suffering from my baby sister, Dr. Danielle Spencer. She decided at 9 years old I was going to be her big brother for life. A month ago, I had made arrangements for her to move to LA. A mutual friend, Darren Dill, was going to give her the master bedroom, and a retired Christian couple, also great friends, Kirk and Loris Roberts, were going to be caretakers. But she wanted to wait until her bed sores were healed. I got news last night from Haywood Nelson, that's the guy that played Dwayne on What's Happening, Haywood Nelson, that Danielle's mother said she had passed. My body tightened and stiffened like it was extremely heavy, and waves of emotion came over me. I'm happy she was with her mother and brother when she transitioned. I thank God for giving me 49 years of supernatural friendship, millions of laughs, countless days worshiping our Savior, Christ Jesus. Grateful but full of tears." And then he posts 2 Corinthians, "Absent from the body, present with the Lord." So just wanted to share that, say rest in peace to her, and share that as an example of relationships, not blood, but sometimes stronger even than some of your blood bonds, because, they played brother and sister on a TV show, but apparently they had a real brotherly and sisterly bond. He was, probably a significant, amount of years older than her at the time, because she was a young girl on the show and he was a teenager. So, he took on a real brotherly role. And yes, excuse me, she had some health issues over the last few years or whatever. So I guess they were bonding more, and he was going to try to, I guess, make the end of her life, the last days of her life, as, pleasant as possible with, with maybe some of the resources that he had at his, availability. But, she didn't live to see it. But I just, again, wanted to share that as an example, just another example of relationships out here. Again, y'all, this is all about relationships. And that's what I want us to continue talking about as long as we want to continue, having this conversation. Again, it can go in a whole bunch of different directions. I can continue to come prepared to present something, but if people want to hit the link and talk about other aspects of things that maybe I'm not even the expert in, but this can be the platform to do it, I'm more than happy to do it. As long as we're having the conversations, that's what's most important to me.
Thank you for letting me take time and come up and share the panel with you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you to the chat as well. Thank you to your beautiful wife for allowing us this extra time.
Thank you.
Big shout outs to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. The way that you're taking your channel in the direction you see fit, when you see fit, the discussions that you're open to have, and allow the people to come in and share, their thoughts and opinions, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you. I told you, what do I say to you in the chats? Iceberg, good brother, period.
Hey, I'm trying to be, and I'm striving to continue to be that every single day. It's like the relationships, with our spouses and stuff like that. Being a good person is also a work in progress. You got to continue to work at it. It's not something that just you are. Nick Lee, the godly man, what's good? Thick cut, salute. But I appreciate you, Lovelace. Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you for all of your points of view, because it's bringing a different point of view. I'm a man, you're a woman. We've both been in relationships for, decent amounts of time. So you can definitely bring an aspect that there's people out there need to hear.
That part, thank you. And shout out to our relationships. They can drink. They're drinking.
Absolutely. Our relationships are old enough to drink, y'all. We got a little bit of knowledge. Our relationships are old enough to drink. So that's
Can you do me a favor and drop me down? I don't have exit. Thank you.
Got you covered. Shout out to Lovelace, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Lovelace been my co-host on these shows the last 2 times, and again, bringing great insight. I appreciate her. And again, in the future, it is welcome for y'all to join as well. We're about to get up out of here, but yeah, y'all are more than welcome to join the conversation as well. We'll do this again. Not exactly sure when, but we'll definitely do it again. I'll have some more topics to talk about. We're going to keep talking about relationships. If y'all have any videos, topics specifically you want me to dive into or anything like that on the subject, hey, feel free to shoot them to me. I'll be more than happy to do some research and pull together a show that, dives specifically into a topic, or, just keep doing it the way I'm doing it. It's totally up to y'all. But I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. Appreciate Tracepectives on that super chat. I appreciate everybody who got the memberships today. WabbitTube Clips, Miss Eve, Uncle L, Tesha Z's continued membership, Tracepectives continuing membership, Steve A continuing memberships. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to everybody who maybe subscribed to the channel this time. You're thinking about becoming a member. Like I said, it's probably gonna be active tomorrow. There'll be a new membership level out there. Should make it maybe available for some more of you to join if you are wanting to become a member and support the channel that way. But we're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. And hey, make sure you do something good for yourself. And then after you do something good for yourself, do something good for somebody else. It'll make you feel good to do something good for somebody else. You'll be spreading some good karma out there in the world. It'll come back to you, just when you least expect it, but probably when you most need it. That good karma will come back to you. You got a topic, Nick Lee, benefits of marriage and single life. So I can speak on the benefits of marriage. I can't so much speak on the benefits of single life. But we can definitely dive into that. I'm going to need some single people to come up here and talk to me, though. I think y'all said TP is one of the people who really, really is strong feelings about staying single. So I'd love to have that conversation. We just need to, get the time where we can come together and collaborate and do it. But I'd love to have the conversation. Absolutely. And if you want to do it, Nick Lee, I'm happy to do it. If there's anybody else that wants to have that conversation, we can do it. Y'all just let me know. But we can absolutely do it. But yeah, you can come up and speak on it. Okay, for sure. For sure. All right, so yeah, we can set that up and talk about that. That may be the next one we do, but we can set it up for sure. Absolutely. I'd love to do it. But yeah, do something good for yourself. Do something good for somebody else. It will make you feel good to do something good for somebody else. The benefits will come back to you. You will at least expect it. Just try it out. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Try it. Try doing something good for somebody else. If it's, I ain't gonna say for a change, because that has a negative connotation. I ain't trying to preach to you. I'm just saying, try doing something good for somebody else and just see how it makes you feel. It'll make you feel good to do something good for somebody else, to see how they feel after you've done that. So shout out to everybody out there that rocked out there with me, everybody that hit that like button, everybody that supported the channel. Until next time, we better get out of here, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful evening. Salute.
Now, as they say in your country, let us be out.